Hey now! We are live. As a matter of fact, we are so live that we probably should turn it down a little bit and just chill a little bit. That's why we have the chill beats playing. Welcome to another stream. It will be the XXIX Remastered today, and I have Jesse with me.
I have a cup of water.
And I thank you for letting us know that. And I have Alice with me.
I've got a Pepsi.
I have Poland Spring, as I always do. I don't ever have anything. Well, sometimes I have a cup of coffee, but yeah, I don't know why we're announcing our drinks, but
Damn fine coffee.
Damn fine pie. All right. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Let me go ahead and get the word out that we're live. And yeah, what is with these homies that are dissing my girl? Why?
Homie.
Why do they got a front? What did we do to these guys that make them so violent? I want to see Weezer and Ween fight to the death in a gladiator battle.
I think Ween takes it.
Yeah, just call it Weenzer.
Weenzer, exactly. It would be Mad Max Beyond Weenzer.
I think Ween takes it.
There's more of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Weezer's always staying in that same position. He just get one of those guns. Guns with the four barrels.
You know, Weezer could be defeated by any time they come across any sort of like backdrop with a solid color. They have to pose for 5 minutes.
Yeah, like an new album.
That's why you fuck them up with Penrose tiles.
Hey, see? Then they won't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
They'll explode.
It'd be like the fembots in Austin Powers when he shows his chest and they all explode for some reason. Never quite understood that movie.
I mean, it's weird.
It doesn't hold up like at all.
Nope.
Yeah.
Like there's not even like one or two jokes that are kind of funny still. Like it's all garbage.
But what do you expect from that guy?
Yeah.
That guy.
How about Mike Myers versus Michael Myers? That would be a fun thing to watch, right?
Michael wins.
Well, obviously, you know. Oh.
Like 5 minutes.
You're about to sleep? You weren't expecting this? No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Our chief weapon is fries.
How's it going, Max? I mean, I do stick to a schedule that's pretty normal. I'm very normal.
I doubt that.
Abby Normal?
Abby Normal, yes.
Yeah.
When I put up that video of the Beavis and Butthead Pokemon skit that I made, and I just like, I think the only thing in the description was like, I just wrote, I never claimed to be normal.
You just did.
I know, but I was being sarcastic. I never.
That's a normal thing to do.
Yeah. Sarcasm is not only a normal thing to do, but we should probably do more of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that.
No, I know. I be knowing. I think we should be more sarcastic. Yo, Alice with the watch streak. Down with Alice? That's what you wrote in your own watch streak?
Does that mean you're down with yourself?
No, I'm present in the
down.
podcast.
Are you down with OPP?
Yeah, you know me.
Thank you. All right, at least Jesse was picking up what I was laying down. That song was.
That's what I'm here for.
That song was a big deal when I was 9 years old.
Oh, man.
Well, I was. That's about the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And but then it got supplanted by the Humpty Dance. Once the Humpty Dance came out, nobody cared.
Humpty Hump. Do the Humpty Hump.
Okay. I know you're co-host, Alice, but you're also a mod. And oh, actually, never mind. Moogle, could you get rid of the scammer for me? Thank you. Before I even said it, really. They come in and they're like, I love your stream, and then they want you to add them on Discord, you know?
Not suspicious at all.
Yeah, oh, not suspicious at all, yeah. It's like a variation of the romance scams from Facebook, where they just suddenly want to go to like
Have
some
your
other
babies.
place. Well, no, well they flirt or whatever, or pretend to be the Flaming Lips or whatever the fuck. But then they're like, hey, what's your WhatsApp? Or let's talk on Snapchat. You know,
Who uses WhatsApp? In America, at least.
scammers. Scammers. That's who uses it.
Just
They should
anything they can.
I have
grasp.
had so many fake Flaming Lips try to add me on Facebook that I pretty
And
much. I have like 2 or 3 copies of the whole band in my rejected friends list thing, and I don't understand. And I don't understand why. Like, why me?
I get all those Brian Wilson ones.
Oh yeah. Like, I mean, but do you have the rest of the Beach Boys trying to add you? Or?
No,
Like,
there's no Mike
Yeah.
Love.
No
just
Mike-
Brian
no-
Wilson.
You know what it is that nobody wants to pretend to be Mike Love.
Not even Mike Love.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he got inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame.
God. But wait, Mike Love?
Yeah,
He didn't write shit.
He must have written something.
Yeah, I mean, a few songs he
co-wrote a
wrote.
few.
Yeah, but for the most part, he was the singer. He was like the main voice. He wasn't.
yeah.
He didn't play any instruments or write a lot of songs.
He did co-writing.
He'd probably like change one line and then get a co-writer's credit. You know.
Yeah, that's how it
Counts.
was.
Yeah. Do
Like he had a few lines.
do the old Roddenberry move, you know, like when the Star Trek theme song was created. You know,
yeah.
obviously it was instrumental. Roddenberry wrote lyrics for it that were never like performed or recorded in any way, but he got a co-writer's credit. And if you look up the he did write Kokomo, and that song is trash.
Aw.
But if you look up the lyrics to the Star Trek theme, they're fucking terrible.
Yes, they are.
Has
Yeah.
nothing to do with Star Trek. It's
He
just
did like 5 minutes.
it's like, yeah, it's just random gibberish. I don't even, like, I was trying to understand how it would go to the music, and then I realized I don't think he thought that far. He just wrote something down.
Like 5 minutes.
You know what isn't trash? Kokomo. I like it.
Oh, that song sucks.
Nah, I don't like it.
Fine.
I
I guess I'll be on this island by myself. It's called Kokomo.
Kokomo's not even an island.
I
It's a
don't know. Well, it
lucky
is.
resort.
It is now.
Oh yeah, okay, no, the Muppets version is a bop. Moogle's got a point. But the Muppets could make any song good. They did that with the 12 Days of Christmas. It's the only like good version of that song is the Muppets version. Just so you could hear Miss Piggy go, 5 gold rings, ba-dum-bum-bum. The Muppets do improve things, I will admit.
Yes. Put them in
Sure.
anything.
Do you remember that we had that one Tumblr post that's just like, why is Disney making like live action versions of their cartoon movies when they have the rights to the Muppets?
Yeah. Just do more.
Yeah. And they were saying
that-
like you could remake Beauty and the Beast where like the Beast is just like a normal human actor. Like get somebody like handsome, like get like Hugh Jackman or somebody. Don't put any makeup on him. He's just Hugh Jackman, and they all pretend like he's hideous. And then in the end, he transforms into a Muppet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Huge
remember
act.
Blue felt and plastic eyes. Oh man. Can you just see like Miss Piggy is belling, "Watch it, Buster."
Why don't they like join forces? Like they're already, But
Yeah. I mean, they, you
Like-
know, I mean, it's not like we haven't seen the Muppet versions of, like, we had the Muppet Christmas Carol.
Oh,
Yeah, we should watch
Super
that this
classic.
Christmas.
Absolutely, we should, yes. Absolutely. But yeah, we need that to happen.
And Muppet Treasure Island, that's another banger.
I mean, all the Muppet I mean, okay, Muppets in Space was a little fucking whack, but
yeah.
It has moments.
it did have its moments. I appreciate that they tried to basically do a Gonzo movie.
Mhm.
It's just I wish they did it, good.
Gonzo origin.
The Gonzo origin story. But what about the origin story of Gonzo Shitcock?
We'll never know for sure.
I mean, you could just ask him on Twitter, but he's just too busy posting about college basketball. So he's like the most
his origin.
boring guy. He's like Stuttering Craig, like where you add him on Facebook and all he fucking talks about is basketball, and it's like the most boring man in the world.
Like one of those Screw Attack guys is in NFTs.
That's not surprising.
It'd be even more boring. Is it NCAA basketball?
Yeah.
From what I understand with Stuttering Craig, like it's any kind of basketball. Like this dude would run on Facebook to report about a pickup game happening on his block.
The midnight basketball.
That might actually have a little bit of something in there.
No, I'm exaggerating though. That's the thing.
I know, but now I'm thinking about what if there's a pickup game around?
There's basketball court at hotel.
Yeah. You want to hear about like, you don't want to hear about like all these like famous guys. You want to hear about like Brian from the block.
Yeah, or like somebody from I don't know,
some guy
in the back from Domino's,
Yeah, some guy who insists that you call him Cheeto.
But with a K.
Cheeto with a K?
Yeah.
How does that work?
The K is silent.
The K is silent. You wildin'. All right. Well, welcome into the stream, everybody. Obviously, as you can tell, Alice is here, not Elise, because Elise had something come up family related. It's not anything bad or anything. She just had to go to dinner with her father-in-law, and it's like really fucking far away, so she couldn't commit to being back in time. So I put it out there the other day on stream saying, hey, if anybody wants to jump on, otherwise it'll just be me and Jesse. And Alice is like, yeah, sure, I'll do it.
I know they look very similar, but trust us, it's Alice.
They don't look anything similar. That's the funny thing. I've never seen Alice with pink hair.
Yeah.
Although I'm sure you could rock it, but you just haven't done that.
Mm-hmm.
But I was gonna say something, and now I don't remember what it was. So I guess it wasn't all that fucking important, now was it?
I do that though.
Who doesn't do that, right? It's called being middle-aged. We were used to it. One of the lists that I have is some sort of like 90s nostalgia thing that looked fun. So.
Hey, all right. Speaking of middle-aged.
Hey now, do you remember the 90s?
I remember.
Well, anyway, guys, let's get started. We're gonna come on over here, and we're not gonna play the intro, even though it's a new intro. You just come on literally any other day if you want to see that. Let's get to some lists. So let's see. I have my pleated jeans thing somewhere around here. I don't know where did I put it. Hold on. That's.
I get deep.
Well, yeah. Unfortunately, they don't call it that, but it's like a rose by any other name, right?
Smells like ass.
Dude, if your ass smells like roses, then I think you're winning the game at that point, right? Like,
what if your rose smells like ass?
Then you're losing the game.
That's like the Simpsons version of that. A rose by any other name would still smell as sweet, and Bart is like, not if it's called Stench Blossom.
Nah.
Okay, so here we have, what is it called this month? It's still just it's Tumblr After Dark. Okay, Tumblr After Dark. Here we go. Number one here. Maddie here says, girlfriend had surgery at the hospital today. Instead of telling me that she's alive and okay, she sends this instead. So it shows the text, and she just shows a picture of a cat, like, licking his paw. And then he says, are you okay? And she goes, cat in the hospital. There's a cat in the hospital, Matthew. And he says, yes, I know, you've told me. That's awesome. And she just responds with another picture of the cat.
He's the surgeon.
That's the cat, what matters at the moment.
The cat is. I mean, I would probably do the same thing after I said I lived, bitch.
Yes.
It's sad that that's not.
I live by hunger.
Yeah. Well, you ever see that thing where like the girl's father like went into like some serious surgery, and the first thing he texts her is like a picture of him in the hospital, and it's saying "I lived, bitch."
Oh, sweet.
That was my Hank Schrader.
It so would be. Now, and that was part of my intro for so long when because the very first clip of my 2024 intro was me playing Pokemon, and I got like earthquaked, and I was like, oh, I'm probably gonna faint from this, and then I like lived on 1 health, and I'm like, oh, I lived, bitch, I lived, bitch, I lived, bitch, and just wrecking the fucking Pikachu that dared to do that much damage to me, because, dude, it's Pikachu, it shouldn't have done that much.
Pika.
Okay, number 2, Slenderfucker69, fantastic username there, says, fuck algebra, I don't need it. Just give me a dead body and I'll figure it out from there. And I know we're all wondering, so here's the second post where they say, I feel I should clarify I am a mortuary science major.
Thank you
for the clarification, because I was trying to wonder, like, what's the relation, but like, oh, I don't need algebra, just give me a dead body. Like, excuse me, what?
Or a cop.
Damn. All right, number 3. This one doesn't have names, but the first person says, sleeping is nice because you're not actually dead and you're not awake, so it's a win-win situation. And then somebody says, it's like being dead without the commitment. And then the next person says, an open relationship with death. And then the last person says, death with benefits.
Ooh.
It's like Terry Pratchett novels.
Yeah, they do. They do, you're right. Number 4, Orgiganic, fantastic name, says, the mechanic came over to fix my broken stereo, and he died while fixing it, and I still had to pay for him being there, and it's not even fixed. What the fuck? Now,
the dead guy.
I know we're wondering, and it will get explained, but I want to point out that the next person who replies has the most perfect username for this thread, which is deadguy95, and says, he died? And then Orgiganic says, wait, I forgot to say this is in The Sims 3. But even if it wasn't, I'd still be pretty pissed. This isn't, hey, Techno Will, this is in The Sims 3. Get out of here with that shit. Okay.
In Minecraft.
Yeah. Number 5 shows a picture of this like little stuffed animal looking dude, or it looks like a Muppet kind of just sitting on a couch. And it says, me getting comfy on my therapist's couch before I play with all the fidget toys and use all her tissues.
Oh, no.
Oh, there you go.
Sounds fun.
Number 6, a Psychotic Scare here posts a picture of a guy, a very strung out looking stick figure, resting. Well, it looks like he's resting his hands on the table, but you could see he's like scratching claw marks on it. And it says, I'm okay with change, and I'm fine if things are no longer the same. I embrace change. Okay. So number 7 is related to a Tumblr account called Yoshi Suggestions. And this person sent them a message. Octoloaf says, I would die for you, Yoshi. And then Yoshi Suggestions says, you will.
That,
I mean, that's like, I mean, I was expecting to be like, then perish or some shit, but that's even better, you know?
The Yoshi Crusades.
Number 8. Oh, we've seen this username before, Swarmpert, because it looks, I guess Swampert was taken. You know, you gotta, when a new Pokemon game comes out, you better like rush to Tumblr and take all the usernames. I'm going to start a false crime podcast where I explain crimes that never actually happened. And then Dunmer Titty, fair enough, says, I'm going to do all the crimes you explain, forcing you into having a true crime podcast. See, now, if I was doing this like false crime podcast thing, and then like I found out that somebody was like doing the crimes, I'd just like start describing crimes that I would like to happen.
Such as?
Redacted.
Yeah, redacted.
Yeah.
You know, something involving hitting Elon Musk with a pie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a very nice pie.
Yeah. Number 9. Psychotic Sunshine Humor said, oh god, this is so bad. Oh no.
Cool.
Okay, it's a joke, so I'm going to do the setup, and then your guys are going to be like, huh? You know, like normal. What's a pedophile's favorite part about Halloween?
What?
Free delivery.
No.
That's like a Family Guy joke.
That's so bad. Hashtag, and they put the hashtags. Hashtag I'm so going to hell. Hashtag dark and hashtag humor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dark humor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a fucking Family Guy joke.
That really is like a Family Guy level joke. That's so bad. And I don't mean like bad like offensive, just bad. I mean,
Yeah,
I do mean it's
elegant.
offensive, but also it's just not funny. Yeah, even Moogle's like, yeah, it's a Family Guy joke. All right, number 10, Glow Cowboy says they should invent a mother who is normal and says normal things and has normal interactions with her child.
Where's the fun in that?
I didn't expect anybody to say that. Number 11 shows this picture that I can only surmise is an artistic representation of hell, and it's
Cool.
labeled My Notes app.
Oh no.
Yeah, see, like people in the chat, like, yeah, that ain't funny. Like, not good, not good. Number 12, Just Shower Thought says the trees cut down to make Jenga blocks are repeatedly forced to relive their own death. Damn, that's dark humor. That's funny. And then Punk Bug says, "This is so dark. What the fuck?"
Can't even see it. So dark.
Oh man. Number 13 says, "Waifu Anon says I downloaded this already ridiculous Scooby Doo movie, and these are the subtitles it came with apparently, and it shows like they're on the title screen, okay." And it says, "You shot him in the fucking face." So, I think they might have accidentally gotten the subtitles for Pulp Fiction.
Oh yeah,
man,
the guy
you
in the
shot
back.
Marvin in the face.
Yeah.
All right. Number 14, Z-SNES says, "Creepypasta. Mario jumped out of my game and killed my mother and parents." And then Daytime Rain says, "My mother and my parents?"
Oh dear.
And then Home Alone 3 says, "You want to make fun of my tragedy, huh? My mother and parents are dead, shitface."
Batman.
Did I stutter?
But my mother and my parents is a weird sort of thing to say, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess if you're adopted, it makes sense. Number 15 shows a picture of the galaxy with an arrow pointing to a specific spot and it says, "You are here crying in the shower before work." How did they know?
Damn.
That's a powerful fucking telescope there.
And cameras everywhere.
Yeah. Number 16 shows... so stupid. Shows one of those like inspirational posters of two people walking on a beach and it says, "Never forget who is there for you at your lowest." But one of the people is like redacted and it's just labeled nobody.
Oh,
Damn.
That's fucked up, yeah.
Dad.
Number 17, Duskin Path says, "Guys, I just realized the Last Supper was the first murder mystery dinner.
Who does it?
My Roman Catholic parents did not find this as funny and thought-provoking as I did."
They should have.
Max said, "That's like I'm going to shit yourself." You know, if you think that's kind of like there's like a dark aura to that saying like I'm going to shit in your pants. You know, that's a threat that would make somebody go, "Wait, what? You're gonna?"
Oh God, I puked my pants.
I puked my pants. That's a good one. All right, number 18, a cool guy says, "Sometimes it's annoying when your character can't jump in a video game, but how often do you jump in real life?" And then questions within questions says, "Do you even remember the last time you jumped?" Is a question I never anticipated, leaving me feeling so hollow and terrified. I'm strangely reminded of the first time that I watched the movie The Martian with June, and when he got back to Earth, and it's showing him like in his teaching job and everything, and we were saying, can you imagine like he ain't never getting on a plane again, and we both went for the same thing. We ain't ever gonna jump again.
Just feet on the ground all the time.
Yeah, we both went for the same joke at the same time. Okay, cool. So number 19 shows this picture of, I don't know if this is from a video game or what, but it shows some sort of like white gargoyle devil-looking creature crouching on a cliff looking towards a castle, and it says, "Me getting ready for war, communicating my feelings." Fair enough. I understand that. Okay, number 20, Cats with Benefits. What the fuck is wrong with you that you made that your name? Oh, this gets worse. Cats with Benefits says, "Kiss my food hole." And then Smart Blonde replies with, "The one where food goes in or comes out."
Exactly.
And then Cash with Benefits just shows this picture of a woman just looking like, "Oh, don't you want to know?" Okay. Oh, this one's blurry. I hate when they're blurry. All right. Well, number 21, Laugh Till You Fart says, That's a great username. I mean, shit. A man cheats on his girlfriend named Lorraine with a girl named Clearly. Suddenly, Lorraine died. At the funeral, the man stands up and says, "I can see clearly now. Lorraine is gone." And then Super Wolves replies with what we're all thinking: "I'm done with this website."
Yeah.
Your username was funnier than your joke, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Number 22, Food Chewer says, I can't express how much I fucking hate bee. Oh, okay, wait. I auto-corrected. That's not what he wrote. I can't express how much I hate fucking bees. And then Really Lame Blog says, then stop fucking bees? It's a really simple solution. And then Food Chewer, in all caps and in bold, says, you know what I meant. And Alternative Wall says, not after Bee Movie, we don't.
Oh, no.
I swear that lady wanted to fuck that bee.
Good luck.
Mm. Number 23, Writing Prompt says, you are the owner of a magic backpack. Every morning you stick your hand in it and it contains exactly what you need for the day. One morning it contains a gun. And then True Ho says, but isn't this the plot of Dora the Explorer? And Spooky Combustion says, Swiper ain't swiping no more.
Yeah.
My thought exactly.
Because he's fucking dead. Number 24, Just Shower Thought says, I hate that September, October, November, and December aren't the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th months. And Advanced Procrastination says, whoever fucked this up should be stabbed. And then Brun Hidden Musing says, good news!
Good news, everyone.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought of. Well, he was stabbed. A lot.
Mm-hmm.
Number 25, Lap Foxes says, and this is all in caps, I'm not going to yell, but pretend I am. A mosquito tried to bite me and I slapped it and killed it, and I started thinking like it was just trying to get food. What if it went to the fridge and just slammed the door shut and snapped my neck? How would I feel? You wouldn't feel anything.
Yeah, but are there billions and billions and billions of them?
What? Billions and billions of what?
Like
people?
Like
yes.
People?
Yes.
Well, more.
What? There are like 9 billion of us, so.
9?
Yes.
Are we up to that?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's hella. Okay, this one doesn't have name, so number 26. First person says, I hate the phrase life is short because life is literally the longest thing that any of us will ever experience. Damn, that's Tumblr getting deep right there.
Yeah.
And then the next person says, unless you experience my penis.
Hey.
And the next person says, I just choked on my food. And then the next person says, that's not the only thing you'll choke on. And then the last person just posts a picture of Captain Picard looking like, oh my, that's too much.
Oh. Yes,
all right.
Quite.
Yeah. Number 27, Real Live Dragon says, if that sewer clown makes himself an image of your worst fear before he eats you, I could kick his ass. What's he going to do? Turn into the physical manifestation of being abandoned by your closest friends? Going to turn into a ooky spooky visual representation of catastrophic failure and loss? Joke's on you, dumbass. The only thing I'm afraid of is myself. There's a reply, but I just want to point out that's why he goes after children.
Yeah.
Because children are scared of dumb shit. And then, Kirikata Chibana says, time to kick my own ass. Bitch had it coming for too long. But yeah, that's why he went after kids, because kids are scared of things like clowns and demons and shit. It's adults that are scared of abstract things like that, you know? All right, number 28 shows this picture of, I don't know what the fuck is going on here, but it looks like a teddy bear that's also a worm somehow. Teddy worm, yeah. And Cathedral of Bone says, sticks and stones may break my bones, but chains and whips excite me.
I've heard that before.
And then Pink Uso says, oh my fucking god, the sign below it says, if you shoplift, you will end up like this. Because it's like chained up, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is in like, I would guess Korea from the writing. Well, shit. Oh, this one's really blurry. Why? Can we get Tumblr screenshots that aren't blurry? Like, why would they be blurry? Do you guys
Sure,
not
you don't
know?
need a new
like,
prescription?
No, because it's not all of them. I do need a new prescription though. But I'm telling you, like, are people taking pictures of the screen with their phone? Like, what is going on here? All right, number 29. The socially awkward Asian says, "How do mermaids have babies?" Well, I've seen that episode of Futurama, and it's weird. Queer Lava says, "Do you think people who play Teletubbies feel horny on set sometimes?"
I'm done.
Oh, this is just a string of weird questions, I guess. Then the socially awkward Asian says, "Why didn't Tarzan have a beard?"
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Genetic mutation?
I'm sure he used like a fucking knife to shave it. Yeah. Australian Santa says, "How many things are there?" And then Desty Larry ZM says, "Why didn't Aladdin have nipples?"
Oh, no.
Because he wasn't drawn by Nintendo, that's why. If they add him to Smash, he'll suddenly have nipples. In the Moments I Swear I Wanted Pizza says, "If Siamese twins have two separate vaginas, do they get their periods at the same time?" And Size Ugly says, "Why do sandwiches taste better cut diagonally?"
Depends on the sandwich.
It does depend on the sandwich.
Really does.
I think it's just the way it fits into your mouth and you get a better ratio, though. I think that's the answer to
Yeah.
that. As to all these other questions, all I could say is touch grass. Number
Get
30.
Disney.
Pancake Kiki says, "Bathtubs that can't submerge an entire adult body should be illegal." And then Spoon Grease says, "Okay, I know what you mean, but you sound like a murderer."
Submerge an entire human.
Yeah, Jesse Pinkman wrote that.
I was going to say, I've seen that episode of Breaking Bad.
Huh.
Why do I need some stupid plastic container when I got a perfectly good bathtub, bitch?
Ooh, bad idea.
It was one of the worst decisions he made. Number 31, Digivolvin says, "Last night I dreamed that scientists use a really bad picture of me to prove humans are closely related to goats, and I was so insulted I woke up." Okay, I have actually had a dream where I was so insulted that I woke up, and I think, Alice, you know what dream I'm talking about.
The one with Dumbass?
Yeah, I dreamed that Dumbass was texting me, trying to basically throw Alice under the bus, showing me all these pictures, screenshots of Alice saying terrible things, but they were all really poorly done photoshops.
Oh no.
It wasn't even clever at all, and I just remember being insulted that anyone would think I would fall for that shit, and I woke up, I was so pissed.
I'd be insulted by the Photoshop job.
That's what I was insulted by. How dare you think I would be fooled by something so amateurish? All right, number 32, Localized here says, "Do you ever get the urge to get up in the middle of the night while everyone else is fast asleep and just walk places and to be completely alone and entirely dedicated to your thoughts?" And then Gothic Stan says, "Yes, but the problem is I don't want to get murdered. You feel me?" And then Californian Dreaming says, "I feel you." And then Von Laust says, "We all feel you." And then Tun Tan Fit Andretti says, "Why are so many people touching me?"
Yeah, I was just waiting for that.
And then the girl in red says, "This is why you don't walk around in the middle of the night."
Y'all gonna get felt.
That's fucked up. All right. Out of 32, because that was the last one. Well, I got to take off a few points for that terrible joke. The Halloween one. That was really bad. That should not have been included, even if the person was acknowledging how terrible it was.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
So out of 32, 25 is where I'm going to settle on this.
I feel 27.
You feel 20? I wish I felt 27.
23.
23. Okay, so I have a Twitter one as well. 30 funniest tweets of all time from, this past week or so. The funniest tweets of all time from this week. Go figure. All right, so number one, Daniel M. Lavery says, "Calling someone who is already mad at you big dog will almost never improve the situation, but I will not stop doing it."
Big dog. Big dog.
Oh, well, you're dedicated to a bit, right? Number 2, unregistered Hyperkate2 says, just got the call, fired. I was the DEI coordinator at Area 51. My job was to trans the aliens and then inject them with fentanyl. And they all died, but that's not important. You know, I'm sorry, but you shouldn't joke like that because there are a lot of people who take that seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they were doing the Naruto run to it, you know?
Yeah. Now, number 3, I hate you, Joe Biden. That's this person's name.
My God.
Says, dads from Boston describing their shy son. Oh. It shows this is popular this week, and like movies that are popular this week, and there's Wicked and Queer.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, he's a wicked queer. Except they would say they would say the word queer like Tanya said it, where it has like 7 syllables somehow. All right, number 4, discussing film says Timothy Chalamet when asked if he has a Dune 2 popcorn bucket. I keep mine under my bed.
Oh no.
If you've ever seen the Dune 2 popcorn bucket, that's fucking weird. It's basically the same.
Does it look kind of messed up? Or something?
Well, it's like the sandworm's mouth, so.
Oh.
It shouldn't be anywhere near a bed because people are gonna think you're doing something to it, Timothy. Oh wow, is this you, Jesse? Number 5 is from Arma.
Hey.
I mean, the Twitter handle is Soviet Solari, but the name is Arma. Things keep happening that make me want a cigarette.
Yeah, right.
I can kind of understand that, and I've never had a cigarette.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Number 6, Meg says, putting a bay leaf in a recipe even though I don't know what the fuck it does. And it shows us this screenshot from some movie where this guy is saying the work is mysterious and important. Okay. Number 7, Bask says, I just helped a 94-year-old dude figure out how to use his card at the gas pump. First off, my dog, we need to get you off the road.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for the gas.
Number 8, Mike here says, how it feels to have a little show you're looking forward to watching after work. It shows this fucking awkward looking dude sitting on a chair like he's like, I don't know, he's trying to like look all sexy or something. I don't like this. I'm scrolling down. Number 9 here, No More Cheer says, now here is a spot to bleed out in. Oh, it's a reply. Caitlin White says, Biloxi Beach in Mississippi, and it's covered in snow because of the ridiculous weather we've been having. Here's a spot to bleed out in.
Yeah. Ugh.
Number 10, T here says, I never do the anonymous employee surveys at work because everything in my soul tells me they aren't anonymous. Of course they're not.
Yeah.
Of course they're not. I would always write the stupidest shit. I would just like not take it seriously and just write stupid shit.
Such as?
Well, don't put me on the spot. I don't remember, but I would just like try to come up with whatever dumbass joke I can think of at the time. Number 11 here, Soik Chow says, it's one of those nights, and they show a bottle of Corona, an open can of tuna, and a couple of, I don't know if this is supposed to be part of it, but there's some cactuses in the background. And Perk here says, my cat when I sleep at someone else's house for a night. Dear. Number 12, Bob Golan says, shouldn't autocorrect be called auto-assume? I mean,
no kidding.
That's how we got taupe.
Yes.
Number 13, Kodak Icy here says, which team do you hate more than the 2010 Patriots or 2020 Chiefs? And Gators Please Win says, I fucking hated the Pats, but they were so dominant in a way I sort of respected them, and I was actually kind of upset when Brady retired. The Chiefs are just unlikable and not even remotely fun to watch. Was there supposed to be a joke in here somewhere?
This is just sports.
Yeah, this is just like reading Stuttering Craig's Facebook feed, except it's football. Number 14, Mark here says, this can't be the same internet I raised my Neopets on.
Oh, no. Neopets.
I mean, Neopets is apparently still around.
Get out of here.
Well, we found that out from Elise. Remember she did that whole hot dog list?
Yeah.
Number 15, AT says, it's snowing where it's never snowed before. He wrote snood. It's snowing where it's never snowed before.
That's smooth.
Is the joke just that you spelled it snood, or it's kind of
Is
weak?
that it? No,
Yeah,
no follow up.
Well, it's Twitter, so. Number 16, M here says, and if you kick every non-binary person out of the country, then who is going to be making your coffee, Donald Trump? Yeah, I think he's going to stick to Diet Coke.
Hey.
What? Is there some sort of stereotype that I'm not aware of that non-binary people make coffee?
I don't know.
There's a stereotype that they're all baristas.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that one. Number 17, Catboy Thotis says, I hate when people ask if you've drank water when you're drunk. No, stupid bitch. And I also smoked 1 bajillion cigarettes.
What?
That's a lot.
A bajillion, yeah. Number 18, Rax Levon Honkers King says, I want to be exactly rich enough to buy a spacious, perfectly organized kitchen where I'm not forced to stack all my pots and pans in a psychologically unmanageable way, and no richer.
That is definitely something I do.
Goals.
Too rich. Get the guillotine.
No, I don't know. I think that's exactly the right amount of which, where you just have a nice kitchen where you don't have to do, pot Tetris. Number 19, Cameron Bradford says, I don't really fuck with Fahrenheit or Celsius. I just use degrees.
That's not what the bear would say.
Excuse me, what? I don't get it. It's actually...
like angles, like a 90-degree angle?
Yeah, maybe.
Then the Kelvin.
Yeah. Number 20, Kelvin's the same thing as Celsius.
Yeah.
It's just a different starting point. Number 20, Boop here says, had a rough week. Might get bangs later.
Yeah.
Like...
Is that how it works?
Like sex bang?
No, I think hair. Hair bangs.
Yeah, might get some bangs, you know, that'd be sweet too.
That would be sweet. Number 21, Sherman. Okay, I got to start here, actually. Brandon here says, I like Chicago because every few blocks there's a hot dog stand that's been open since the 1893 World's Fair, and the original owner, a surly Polish immigrant, is somehow still alive and cooking, but also really mad at you specifically. Just a cool vibe for a city to have. And Sherman Dilla Thomas says, accurate.
Accurate.
I've never been to Chicago, but that sounds like a blast.
Yeah, let's go.
Number 22, yeah. Peter here says, the cat urge to slap anything I don't understand. Let's be real. Cats have the urge to slap things they do understand, too.
Yeah, they just want to see things fall off a table.
Yeah. Number 23, Cornbread Bitch. That's a fantastic name. I hope the tweet lives up to that. Says, people that have their own selfies as their lock screen scare me. Agreed. Co-signed.
Yeah. Section it.
Number 24, Brooks Otterlake says, people should also put up a new cat posters around the neighborhood so it's not all just bad news.
Aww.
That reminds me of something I saw. It was like a obvious plan thing where it was like, have you seen my dog? Well, now you have. He's great, isn't he? You know? And Moogle says one of my favorite anti-flat Earth jokes. The Earth obviously isn't flat because cats would have knocked everything over the edge by now. Number 25, Zach Vowell says, it has a screenshot. How am I supposed to respond to this? And it's a... damn, this is fucked up. Okay, so there's a screenshot of a text from a guy named Dave, who he put the R slur in parentheses there. I guess he doesn't care for Dave all that much. And it says, I'm really glad that eggs and gas will be cheaper soon. Oh, I understand the slur now. But I just lost this month's rent on the Melania coin. Now I double understand it.
Oh, dear.
I don't think you should use that word, but yeah, I get why you did. How do you respond to that? I you know what my advice would be? Don't.
Just walk away.
Get the Melania coin the way eggs.
Okay. I think that was the last. Yeah, that was the last one. I feel like this was pretty weak, to be honest. Out of 30,
Yeah,
there were a few good ones, but I overall just weak. 10 is where I'm at.
How many?
Out of 30.
I'll be a little more generous. 12.
Oh, it's 6.
Yeah.
Still a fail.
It's pretty yeah, it was pretty weak. Okay, before we get to submitted lists, I do have one more from Pleated Jeans. I told you guys about this right before we went live. It's a 90s nostalgia thing here. So 90s kids are sharing their nostalgia for things that were normal 30 years ago but are now long gone.
Only 90s kids will remember.
Exactly. So we're starting with Ask Reddit, who said, what was normal in the 90s but rare or non-existent now? So Redacted for Security says hotlines for the weather report, current time, and movie show times.
Movie phone.
Yeah, do you remember on Seinfeld when he had people keep calling him, so he tried to like do the movie phone thing?
You've chosen Brown-Eyed Girl.
It's like, no, I didn't. You know, like, oh man. But yeah, imagine. I never understood having to like call a number to know what time it is. Like, do you not have a clock?
Just look around.
Like where? Because we didn't have cell phones, so where are you that you don't have access to a clock, but you have access to a phone?
Maybe somewhere they don't want to be.
I guess.
Payphone.
Number 2. Yeah, that's the next one. Number 2. Telephone booths and payphones in general. Yeah. Now
I do see them, but boy, are they rare now.
Well, when you see one, it's like, oh, they forgot to take that down.
Yeah, there's one at a gas station near here.
Nice.
Number 3, meeting people at the time and place you said you'd meet them when you made plans days or even weeks ago. You used to say, hey, let's hang out on Tuesday at 7 p.m. at downtown bar, and then without ever having to call or text again, you'd both meet there.
Yeah.
It does seem like it's more difficult to get people to show up to things now, huh?
Yeah.
Because you can change at the very last second now with technology.
Well, I mean, you could.
No, a thing came up.
You could have done that back then. It's just people just generally didn't do that. Number 4, Mostly Squishy says pressing play and record at the same time, and then Muddy Feet says, and then the button pops out while you're trying to get the song on the radio.
Yep.
Why would you press play? Why would you press play and record at the same time?
That's on many machines. That's how you get record to actually work.
Well, the ones that I had, you would press record and it would automatically put play down, like they were linked.
But sometimes it wouldn't go unless you like put force on both of them. You know.
Oh, okay. Number 5, keeping a binder full of CDs in your car. And then somebody says, I still have one in mine, all burned discs, fun times. My car CDs were stolen in 1998. I'm still pissed.
Man, you're carrying that burden.
I know, right? I mean, you know, my mom got herself a new car like a couple of years ago, and it, you know, it's the first car she's ever had that doesn't have a CD player. So she was like, what do I do, you know, if I don't want to listen to the radio? And I said, well, it's got USB, right? We could get you a thumb drive and put like 1 million fucking songs on it, and that's what we did.
Cool.
Number 6, Hugga Lump says, what was that guy? Hey, what was that guy from that one thing? I don't know. Me neither. Oh, well. Yeah, we didn't have IMDb or Wikipedia or anything like that, so it was the dark ages.
Smartphones.
Yeah, exactly. We had the internet, but you had to, like, dial in. It was a whole fucking process. Mm-hmm. Number 7, talking to your friend's mom to see if they were home. And then somebody says, calling a girl's house and having to ask her dad if you could speak to her. And I swear every girl's dad sounds like James Earl Jones, and they always seem like you were bothering them. Yeah, I mean, it is true that like you'd call and be like, is Melissa there? And you know, like, Darth Vader is talking to you. She's not home right now. You know, like, it really was like
Jesus, Star Universe.
Or they sound just put out like, let me check.
Who should I say is calling? Number 8, calling the movie theater or looking in the paper for movie times.
Oh, no.
And then somebody replies with, hello and welcome to Movie Phone.
Hey.
Yeah, I remember you'd get the newspaper and, you know, it would have like the local theaters and the times and everything, and then you'd have to coordinate going there. It's just a fucking mess.
Check your local listings.
Yeah, exactly. Check your local listing. Number 9, when picking someone up from the airport, you could wait for them at the gate. Yeah, I remember before 9/11 happened. Meeting a friend for lunch at the airport when they happen to have a layover in the city, and when I have flights going through cities with people I know, I will intentionally schedule a couple-hour layovers so I can go hand lunch. I think they meant have lunch. Have lunch with them, and then just go through security again and board the next flight. Well, that part sounds like hell.
Ugh.
Yeah. Number 10, being unreachable.
Oof.
The best feeling. Truly good for mental health. I mean, yeah, it being so connected to everything at all times has its upsides, obviously. But, yeah, sometimes you just don't want to be bothered.
Disconnect.
Yeah. Number 11.
He's
He's in at home. Taking your disposable camera to get developed and having no idea if any of your pictures were even usable until you got the pictures back.
Mm-hmm. Just
yeah,
fingers.
see now you hold up your phone and you immediately know that your picture sucks. WT has a good one, smoking sections in like restaurants and shit.
Yeah. Grr. I'm glad that's
yeah,
gone.
I'm glad too, because the smell put me off my meal, you know. Number 12, a printed list of family and friends' phone numbers stuck on the fridge. Parents leaving $20 under a magnet on the fridge for pizza with the number of the restaurant they were eating at, your friend's parents down the block's number, and maybe your grandmother's landline as a last resort.
That was always a good indicator,
Yeah.
like sweet pizza.
Yeah, right? Number 13, America Online CDs in the mail 3 to 4 times a month. Wait, 3 to 4 times a month? More like 3 to 4 times a fucking week.
Yeah, because there's...
Like, I mean, you ever see that commercial where the AOL, there's an old couple and the AOL CD is there, and they're like, it came, and apparently they were making a mural out of them, and it was like the last one they needed. And then Jerry Stiller and Snoop Dogg are there for some reason. Number 14, wait for the bus without doing anything else other than waiting. Well, that's not true. You could read the newspaper.
Well, you could.
Yeah.
Or magazine.
Watch some guy jerk off. That was usually happening.
Just watch the cars and think of what they're doing.
Yeah.
Where they're going.
Exactly. Number 15, being told to get off the internet so someone could use the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the the internet is mostly on your phone. So.
Yep. Oh, the irony is delicious.
Number 16, landline home phones and having to talk to your friend's parents for a couple of minutes while you waited for your friend to come to the phone. Yes, the parents were always the gatekeeper. I remember calling girls and hoping their dad didn't answer. Like I said, because it was fucking Darth Vader.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Or Mufasa or somebody with a deep, scary voice. Number 17, calling from a payphone for a ride, but calling collect and saying your name as I'm here, come get me, and then save the quarter.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you cheap as fuck, bro. Oh man! But sometimes you couldn't get away with that because sometimes there was like a person there instead of like a recording, and they would just be like, "Ah, no, fuck off," you know.
That's when you hang up and just keep trying until you get the fake.
Yeah. W2 says, "Yes, I am the person drilling your little girl. I don't know how to sort out this impasse." but what he actually said was, "Yes, sir." Number 18, I used to write 10-page letters to a girl I knew in Norway, and she did the same for me back in the States. I'd get like one a month, and it was so exciting to read them. People had put so much thought into those letters before the internet, so probably that. I mean, you could send long texts. It's okay.
Yeah. I hope this letter finds you well.
Number 19, eavesdropping in on a telephone call. You had to cover the mouthpiece to make sure they wouldn't hear you breathing and laughing. Oh, man. That's
maybe
dirty. Number 20, Surge. When the other kids in elementary school said Mountain Dew contained an artificial dye that shrank your penis, I didn't believe them. If they had said Surge did, I would have believed them. Certain gas stations carry it now.
Surge still around? I haven't seen it.
From what I understand, it's in a very limited market, and it's not the same formula. I'm not even sure what Surge was supposed to taste like because it just tasted like pure sugar to me.
Sugar and chemicals.
Yeah. Which in the 90s we were like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Number 21, being completely unreachable by anyone for an entire day or more with no one thinking that it was unusual or rude. Yeah, just like, oh, I ain't heard from what's-his-face in a while. Oh, well. I'm sure he'll turn up.
Yeah, it happens.
It wasn't like, how dare he let me go to Reddit and complain right now,
I haven't gotten a text from them in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, am I the asshole for not responding to my friend's text for a full hour?
Yes, you are. Shame him.
Yeah. Number 21. Oh, that was number 21. Number 22, Yellow Pages. I got a phone book in my mailbox the other day. First one in years. It was about the size of a Goosebumps book.
He let his fingers do the walking.
Oh, man. Number 23, showing up at someone's house unannounced because you were in the neighborhood and wanted to say hi. Yeah, these days, if you do that, you're gonna get yelled at,
or people think you're a creep,
or shot.
Yeah. Number 24, floppy disks. My parents had a file cabinet full of those things, and then somebody else says, I used to save cool Dragon Ball Z pictures off the internet for later viewing enjoyment. See, now here's the thing: I'd love to show a kid like a floppy disk. Like maybe I'll show Nathan a floppy disk. I'm sure I could dig one out somewhere from the basement or something. It'd be like, oh, cool, you 3D printed this save icon. Number 25, home telephone and answering machine. Also with these, memorizing phone numbers. Yeah, I'm screwed if I need to call someone and my phone is dead with no way to charge it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what's weird is I was just talking about this the other day, how you could probably remember your childhood phone number.
Absolutely.
And your childhood address and all that stuff. But if I asked you, like, hey, what's your phone number? You'd have, let me look. Right? You'd be like,
I had to think about it for a second.
Yeah, you might be able to come up with it. Like, let's see. I think there might be a 6 in there somewhere. All right, let me get my phone. Number 26, a Discman plugged into a cassette tape with a wire to play music in your car. Dude, my sister had that thing, and it sounded like shit.
Yeah, it would.
It was if you wanted to play a CD on a car that it had a tape deck. So you'd put the CD in the Discman and it had this weird wire coming out of it connected to this weird like fucking cassette tape. And it would basically dub like 30 seconds of a song onto the tape, and it would like play it as it's dubbing, but the tape would degrade so quickly that it all sounded like garbage because it's constantly being overwritten. Number 27, MTV playing music videos.
Oh, the early days.
Go to YouTube if you want to see music videos. That's all I could say.
But they definitely don't make as many music videos as they used to.
Oh,
right?
yes. Yeah, no, they do, but they're on YouTube. I'm telling you.
Oh, okay.
They're on YouTube.
You got me. Okay.
Number 28, renting movies, video games, VCRs, and game consoles. And somebody says, 2002, spent 25 minutes walking around a Blockbuster to find a movie. 2022, spent 25 minutes browsing streaming services to find a movie. Not much has changed there, right?
And then you end up watching something you've already seen before.
Well, that's how it is, right? But like, I didn't even know until after it was a thing that you could rent an entire fucking game console. Like, people would be like, yeah, I used to rent the Dreamcast. And I'd be like, what?
I rented the Sega CD.
That was a thing you could do?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I remember renting games, but not entire as consoles. Number 29, giving a meeting point and a meeting time in case we got lost.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, like, hey, if you don't know where to go to the fucking train station or whatever, right?
I had to do that when I went to the Warped Tour with my friend, because neither
go.
of us had phones. There was no way to contact, so we'll meet up here if we get lost.
Techno Will says that his family used to rent the fucking Virtual Boy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
Can you still see?
Tell me you have a migraine issue without telling me you have a migraine issue. And finally, number 30, MapQuest and special stores that would print out directions on your road trip. Wait, special stores that would print out directions? Wasn't that just Kinko's? I've never heard of a store that would just print directions for you.
MapQuest.
It's very good business.
If you didn't have a printer, you just go to a print shop.
Yeah.
I've never heard of like the MapQuest store. It's like, remember that? I was thinking about this the other day. Remember the 40-year-old virgin where the girl that he was, she was quite older, but the lady that he was dating, she had like a store. It was the dumbest fucking idea for a store. It was like, we sell your stuff on eBay.
That's what it was called.
Yeah, and it was like basically a consignment store, but she didn't actually sell anything in there. So she'd have customers coming in trying to buy shit, and she's like, "No, you have to go to eBay." And I'm like, bitch, shut up. This is the worst idea for a business I've ever heard, even at the time.
Yeah, I imagine if that reality existed, she would be out of a job by now.
By like a month, she doesn't actually sell anything. It's just like, oh well, here's the URL, and you can go home and buy it. Maybe, like, why would you even have okay, I get the idea of you want to be the person that does eBay for people who don't want to do all that hassle. I get that, right? You pay a person to sell shit on eBay for you because you don't want to deal with I don't know, packing tape and all that crap. But why do you have a storefront?
That's how you scam.
Why? Yeah, it sounds like money laundering, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Out of 30, yeah, this was a trip down a lane. I'll give it a full S 30.
Same.
Sure, make it 330s. 330.
330. That's where we'll meet at the train station in case we get lost.
In case we get lost.
Okay. Let's go over to the List Critics channel here. That was good. I gotta admit, I gotta pat myself on the back there.
Yeah, nice.
Who else will, right? All right, there's the List Critics. Scroll up. Damn. Okay, as usual, Bort went ham.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Okay.
Unlike his license plate, we will never run out of Bort.
So do you remember how we did those rankings of every game of the year and all that? Yeah. So here's a ranking of every RPG of the year from worst to best by the YouTuber Totally Tubular Jonathan.
Oh no.
Now Alice, I was going to bring this up no matter who was on the show, but Alice was the one that just messages me out of the blue a week or two ago, do you want to see a picture of Totally Tubular Jonathan? And I'm like, yeah, I kind of do. I want to put a face to a jerk. And they sent me this picture of the most YouTube-looking guy in the world. But I didn't even notice that he's holding a coffee mug. Well, I noticed he was holding a coffee mug, but I didn't look too closely at it. It had some Pikmin on it. But it also had the word piss on it. he has this custom coffee mug that says piss and has a few Pikmin on it.
I was kind of hoping it was a coffee mug of him holding a coffee mug.
That would be too clever for Totally Tubular Jonathan, but okay. So there's 10 of these. These are from the worst RPG of the year to the best RPG of the year. I'm not sure which awards show he's going by here, but and number 10 is Tales of Arise, where he suggests that the winner should have been Shin Megami Tensei 5.
I'm only more familiar with the Tales series, so yeah, I don't know.
I played a little bit of Tales of Fantasia. It's about as far as it goes. Number 9 is Dragon Age Inquisition, where he suggests it should have been South Park: The Stick of Truth that won that. Actually, to be honest, I'm surprised that didn't go to Dark Souls 2.
Is that an RPG?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Action RPG?
Well, yeah, it's an action RPG. So was Dragon Age.
I don't know.
Okay. Number 8, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Blood and Wine won in 2016, but he suggests it should have been Dark Souls 3.
Okay.
I would say that the winner there should have been Xenoblade Chronicles Cross. But I will state that I agree that a DLC should not win RPG of the year.
Oh, is that what that Witcher thing was?
Yeah, because it's not The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. It's The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Blood and Wine. It's an expansion.
It is awfully wordy.
Yeah. Number 7, Monster Hunter World won in 2008. And I gotta agree. Okay, not that there's anything wrong with Monster Hunter World, but it was up against Octopath Traveler and Dragon Quest XI.
Ooh, stiff competition.
A little awkward there to give it to Monster Hunter World. Number 6, Persona 5, which he does agree should have won.
Okay.
Number 5
I don't know what else won that where it was up that year.
Nier Automata, Final Fantasy 15, and Fractured Butthole.
Oh, I don't know.
Number 5 is Disco Elysium, which he does agree should have won.
I hear good things about that game. Never played it though.
Me neither. Number 4, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Although he is torn between that one and Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Never played any of those.
Fair enough. Number 3 is, WT says Disco Elysium is his number 1 game of all time, so that's high praise.
Wow.
Number 3 is Elden Ring, and he does agree that Elden Ring should have won.
Everybody seems to love that game, man.
I couldn't care less.
Right?
Number 2 is The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Not the expansion, the actual game, and he does agree it should have won. And his number 1 pick for best RPG of the year was Baldur's Gate 3, which obviously that's what he thinks would have won anyway. So there you go.
Wait, wasn't that up against a Zelda game?
It says Sea of Stars, Final Fantasy 16, and Lies of P. Like I said, I'm not sure exactly which award show we're going by here.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Was there a Zelda game in 2023? Is that when Tears of the Kingdom came out?
I think so.
Could have been. I don't know. Out of 10, it's just this is probably the most least offensive, totally tubular Jonathan things we've seen. I'm gonna give it an 8.
I feel a little sketchier about it. 6.
7.
6, 7, 8.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, and then we have 15 surprisingly difficult games that are way harder than you expected by a totally tubular Jonathan.
He's back.
Whoa. Link didn't get it on with a bear, maybe in the CDI game. Almighty Santa, what in the unholy mother of fuck are you saying right now?
He did want to eat an Octorok. What?
Bruh. Anyway, these are labyrinthine compendium of 15 games that mask insurmountable challenges behind their seemingly innocuous veneers.
Huh.
So they're not ordered or anything. They're not numbered. So, mention of Baldur's Gate 3. Did somebody bang a bear in Baldur's Gate 3? I guess you could just about do anything in that game. So, Toy Story on Super NES and Genesis. I didn't really play much of this. I think I dicked around with it, and I don't remember it being very, very difficult, but I didn't play it a lot. So,
it was fine. Lots of variations of levels,
Yeah. Then we have Jak 2, which Jak 2 was quite a lot harder than Jak and Daxter.
Jacked up.
Jacked up. Oh. Moogle's I hate that Toy Story game. It pissed me off.
It's Mule.
Moogle will just suddenly have a lot of passion about something out of nowhere. I was playing Street Fighter, and I played against Fei Long, and out of nowhere Moogle's Fei Long's a fucking chump.
Whoa!
Damn! Tell me how you really feel, right? Then we have Overcooked 2, which isn't that a time management party game thing?
Yeah, I've seen some gameplay of the first one. It looks fun for what it is.
Dead Rising is on this list. I didn't think that was particularly difficult.
I've only seen people play this. It looks fun.
Oh, I guess the AI for the NPCs is pretty bad, and that makes it frustrating. Bayonetta. I would not say that Bayonetta is surprisingly difficult. You kind of know that a game from Platinum Games is going to be hard as fuck. Mm-hmm. If you know the developer, you know that they make games that require perfect inputs, and this is the way it is. Super Mario Sunshine. I didn't feel like this was very hard.
Some of the platforming parts when you don't have your flood thing can be a little difficult.
Yeah, but that was the best part of the game.
Yeah, but they weren't that easy. So
I don't know. I didn't really think that was all that hard. Superman 64.
It's trash.
Who played this for more than a few minutes? Come on.
As a multiplayer mode.
Yeah, and Kingdom Hearts is on here for some reason.
Surprisingly hard.
I guess you don't expect a Disney game to be hard, but then again, a lot of Disney games are fucking hard.
Maybe they mean reading the lore.
No, they're just kind of pointing out that, that the controls aren't that great and platforming could be difficult. Sometimes the objectives are obscure, that kind of thing. Yeah, Almighty said it, referring to Superman 64, it's hard because of a piece of shit, like how Bubsy is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty weak there, that totally tubular Jonathan. I honestly, out of 15, I got to give you like a 4 here. This is pretty fucking weak.
2.
I'll give you a third of that of your score with a 5 out of 15.
Lion King should have been on there.
Ooh.
That game is some bullshit. Oh wait, hold on. There's more. I didn't. It was split across 2 messages, but that wasn't quite 15 of them. All right, I'll just list the rest real quick. I'm not changing my message about my score here. Diddy Kong Racing, Returnal, Super Monkey Ball 1 and 2, Rayman, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Need for Speed Underground, and Winnie the Pooh Home Run Derby.
What?
You know what? I'm going to bump it from a 4 to a 5 because you would not expect Winnie the Pooh Home Run Derby to even exist, much less be difficult.
Oh yeah, I'll guess with 3.
Yeah. Okay, here's something that was... Oh, Ray put this one in here. The 10 magical objects made by elves in the Lord of the Rings, ranked... I gotta click on it to see what... Ranked by what? Ranked by power. The 10
Ranked by fuckability. Oh, sorry.
Well, I can't... I don't think you should be fucking any magical objects, though. Like, this is the fleshlight of Celeborn. It's just...
Sweet.
Well, I didn't want to put it in there when Celeborn put it in there. I'm just saying.
Oh.
Okay, so number 10 is the elven rope, known as the Hythlian rope. See, here's the thing. Okay, so the rope was magic because it was made by elves. Like, to them, it was just a rope.
Oh.
Like, Frodo and Sam were like, they were pretty amazed by it, but at the same time, it's like I don't want to get into the whole elves and magic thing, because if you say elf magic, they get kind of confused by it.
Like, what does it do? You tie things with it.
Yeah. Well, the thing was that, like, when they were done climbing down the cliff, it like untied itself.
Oh.
Which is nifty, but it's just Okay. Number 9 are the elven cloaks, the cloaks of Lorien. So yeah, Galadriel gave all the hobbits these cloaks, and they were kind of like not invisibility, but they would make you blend into your surroundings.
Oh, okay.
Tell me you could scroll past that link, though. Magical items ranked in Lord of the Rings, ranked by fuckability. Wait, what? I mean, I would want to critique that list. Number 8 is the Lembas bread. So it's interesting. I did get asked on Quora once about like how would you make something like lembas bread? Like, what would a recipe be? And I talked about the description of it being derived from some sort of silver corn, and the magical properties of it. And I said, here's the thing: you're never going to be able to make it, because a lot of people were putting these recipes that they found online for lembas that were like nutritionally complete. That's not the point of it. The point is that it's magic. And the magic only kicks in if you only eat the lembas bread. So it's context sensitive, which makes it even more interesting.
So if you eat the bread and then eat something else, it doesn't do anything?
It's not going to fill you up like that, But if you only sustain yourself on the lembas bread, you could not starve,
Nice.
Number 7 is the Mirror of Galadriel. I mean, it can show you the past, it could show you the present, it can show you possible futures. Pretty fucking nifty. Sam asks Galadriel if he could see some elf magic, and she's like, I don't know what you're fucking talking about. And then she pours this water into this basin and shows them the future, and is like, does that count?
I'd say. Yeah.
Sam was pretty pissed at what he saw, so he didn't really give her an answer. Number 6 rather, Sting. That's the sword there. Yeah. Once again, I mean, it was just, they just made swords that way. Like the fact that it glows when orcs are around was just how they made their swords in Gondolin, But you got to admit, that's pretty fucking handy.
Well,
Early
it'd be
detection.
annoying if they made friends with an orc and they was always with them.
Well, no elf is gonna make friends with an orc. They'd not enjoy that too much. Number 5 is the Elisar. That's not actually... Well, okay, I guess the original one was magic. It's a little confusing with the Elisar. It's the gem that Aragorn had, and it did supposedly have healing properties. The thing is, the Elisar was made as this healing stone, and then Yarendil brought it to the west. And there is either a second one that Celebrimbor made and he gave to Galadriel because he had the hots for her, or Gandalf brought the first one back. And we're not sure which of those two things happened.
And that's more powerful than a mirror that can show you the past, present, future?
I mean, it does heal people, so that's pretty great.
Yeah.
Just saying, it's useful. Number 4, the File of Galadriel. So I just wrote a whole thing about the File. What's in it is actually a little bit of the light of the Silmarils, and also the water from the basin, the Mirror of Galadriel. And I mean, it's basically having starlight at your disposal. And Frodo and Sam definitely would have fucking died and been eaten by a spider if they didn't have this thing. So yeah, exactly. I know how much you love spiders. I can only imagine young Jesse watching The Return of the King, and then Shelob comes into view for the first time. Let me ask you a question. Did you know there was going to be a spider when you saw that, or was
absolutely not? And my reaction, I think my reaction was something like just going, no, and turning my head away.
Yeah. Because what's interesting is that Tolkien himself was afraid of spiders, and that's kind of like why he had a giant spider as a
good job.
But when they were making the movies, Peter Jackson, he's from New Zealand, and the special effects team made a spider based on something that Peter Jackson would have known. It was a New Zealand spider, So, and he's just like you. So they called him, "Hey, Peter, we got Shelob done," and he looked at it. He goes, "Great, I'm terrified.
I get to look at this for a long time."
Yeah. Number 3 is the Palantiri. I mean, it's basically instant messaging.
Oh.
Yeah. The crystal balls from that, like,
sure.
Saruman had one and used it to talk to Sauron.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Number 2, the Silmarils. I mean, it's the whole fucking book named after them. So I'm on this one Discord, it's his Twitch streamer, and she's like, "I still don't know what the fuck Silmarillion means." And I'm like, "Well, it's the tale of the Silmarils." And she's like, "Yeah, I'm still not getting it." And I go, "Gem story."
Ooh, yeah.
Gem story.
If anybody wants to rip off the Silmarillion, there's your title.
Magic rock land, I mean, they had the holy light in them, and they were hallowed by one of the most powerful angels, so that evil couldn't touch them. They were able to punch through the Girdle of Million. They were able to punch through the Veil of Mist and Confusion around the Blessed Realm, and everybody that saw them became completely fucking obsessed with them.
Yeah, didn't that guy make a crown so that he couldn't necessarily touch it, but
yeah,
still have it?
Morgoth never was able to touch them, but his hand was burned by them, even though he was just holding the container they were in.
Damn.
So he made a crown and he put them on there so that he could have them nearby, and it still hurt. It's just it didn't hurt as much. Mm. And number 1 are the rings, the fucking rings of power. Yeah. That would be it. Yeah, the elves made these 19 rings, and yeah, they were pretty. Especially the 3 ones that Celebrimbor made were pretty fucking powerful. Mm. I love like in the TV show they show they don't really go into like shows of power too much, but when they first showed the 3 rings and who gets them and everything, and there's this whole argument about, hey, are these things good or not? And there's this part where Círdan is wearing his ring, and he dips his hand into the water, and all the fish start swimming around his hand. And I was like, okay, that's fucking cool, though. That's a good way of showing what it does without it being some big special effect, Out of 10, well, I gotta be honest, I can't think of any. I can, actually. I can think of... Sting shouldn't have been on the list, and I'll tell you why. Because when they found Sting in The Hobbit, they also found 2 other much cooler swords that came from the same place. It's like the only reason you know about Sting is because that's the one that Bilbo had, but Thorin and Gandalf took 2 much cooler swords. One of them was possibly used to kill a Balrog, so...
Nice.
And then one of them definitely was used to kill a Balrog when Gandalf used it, so... 9 out of 10 then.
So do you think the power stack ability works?
What do you mean?
Like was 10 the least powerful and 1?
Oh yeah, I mean, well, 10 was a fucking rope.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, it was ordered correctly, I think. It's just that like instead of Sting, I would have just had like a group of like Sting and Glamdring and Orcrist, like all 3 of those that were found that those idiot trolls had them for some reason.
All right, because the other two swords had better names than Sting, I would give 9 out of 10.
See, the thing is that it didn't have a name. That's just what Bilbo named it after he used it to kill a bunch of, giant spiders. He went into the forest, and there were these fucking giant spiders, and he killed them with it, and he called it Sting.
Yeah.
Okay, here's another one from Ray, and it's... Oh, no, that's the same thing. He just wrote it out in case I didn't want to, I guess, scroll through the article. Okay. Bort gave us a link to MovieWeb.com, 15 TV shows that were canceled more than once.
Okay.
So, the first thing I think of immediately is Family Guy, because they canceled Family Guy like 2 times, and somehow it's still around.
Futurama.
Yeah, Futurama, definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what's on here, though. So number 15 is Taxi. I didn't even know Taxi was canceled twice. What?
Yeah, me neither.
Apparently it was. Number 14 is Community. Yeah, they shouldn't have brought it back.
Was it? It was probably much worse when they did.
Well, I don't know if it was better or worse or whatnot, but when you're involving Chevy Chase, you're kind of...
Yeah.
And speaking of shows that I don't get why they returned, is Arrested Development's at number 13. Do you remember when we used to do that? The one dude that used to do the top 11 lists all the time, but he was like obsessed with Arrested Development.
I don't.
It was weird. It was this website. It was called like 11 Points, and he basically wrote lists, but he was like, they're all top 11 because top 10 lists are for cowards, But he would like somehow put references to Arrested Development into like every list. And
it was fine. It wasn't.
It was just kind of there to me. But there was this one list that he did where I remember doing it on List Critics and getting all annoyed because it was like a retrospective of like 10 years ago, what things were like in the year 2002 or whatever the fuck it was, right? Mm-hmm. And it was like one of them was like Arrested Development was still in limbo, and I was like, no, it wasn't in limbo. It was canceled.
Yes.
Like, I am sorry. Just because Netflix chose to bring it back doesn't mean it was in limbo.
It's not like, okay, we cancel it now, and then so many years later we'll bring... No, it was done.
It doesn't work like that, yeah. Number 12 is Scrubs. Geez, I mean, what made the cancellation not take the first time? Because this show is anathema to me. It's so bad.
I haven't seen it just because I kind of don't want to.
You're not missing anything good. Like,
I guess there was a musical episode because that's always fun.
Well, when a show goes on long enough, it's going to do that kind of gimmicky crap,
Yeah.
Number 11 is Baywatch. Once again, I wasn't aware of it being canceled twice.
Yeah. It's like, why would it be canceled? It has an audience, or it had an audience.
Let me read this. Maybe it explains it, because... Oh, so apparently it was canceled because right after the first season because it apparently it started off pretty fucking rough, but then apparently because reruns were really popular in like Europe and stuff, they brought it back.
Oh, that's spandex.
Yeah. Number 10 is a show I've never even heard of called Designated Survivor. Look, and it says it ran from 2016 to 2019, which I'm no mathematician, but that's only 3 years. If you manage to get canceled twice in 3 years, you failed pretty hard.
But still, it got 3 years. You didn't.
What do you mean I didn't? I've got 44 years. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Number 9 is Futurama. I'm pretty sure Futurama was canceled more than twice.
Yes.
Number 8. I mean, and eventually Hulu's going to cancel it again anyway. So
probably.
Yeah.
Number 8 is Jericho. I've never even heard of that. This one only ran for 2 years.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 7 is something called Timeless, which also only ran for 2 years.
I guess it wasn't timeless.
Yeah, I guess not. Yeah. Something called The Killing at number 6. Never heard of it.
I guess they killed that one.
Yeah. Roswell was canceled twice. I kind of remember seeing a commercial for this and not giving a shit.
It was a Buffy ripoff.
Yeah.
Sums it up.
The X-Files was sort of canceled twice. I guess you could say. I don't think the second time counts as a cancellation. I think they were only ever planning to do one extra season.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that counts. Family Guy, we know about that. We're
The
awaiting.
state, so.
We're awaiting the third cancellation.
Family Guy Funnies compilation number 67.
And they're never funny. Not even if you're high as shit. Number 2 is something called Breaking In, which only lasted 1 year but was somehow canceled twice.
Wow.
I gotta read this.
God, that's got to be a record.
Christian Slater was in this.
Christian Slater.
So apparently they canceled it after 1 season and then uncanceled it. And then they canceled it again after the 2nd season, but said they must have done the 2nd season real fucking fast because it was only on from 2011 to 2012.
Oh, damn. Well, 2011 one season.
Yeah,
2012 the other.
they must have done it mad fast. And number 1 is something called the 4400.
Heard of it, I haven't seen it.
It's a science fiction show.
Isn't that where like 4,400 people?
Yeah, you know what? I think my mom watched it like a few episodes of this and described it to me.
I don't know.
Yeah. So apparently it was canceled, and then it was canceled because of the CW, that's why. But then it was brought back, and then it was canceled again. So there you go. Yeah, so out of, how many was this? 15? I gotta give it 15 because it's not like I can dispute any of this. This all happened, and I learned a few things.
Yeah.
I learned a few things that I didn't know, so yeah.
So I give it a 30 because that's 15 points.
Nice. Let's see. Here's something from board. Every Mario spin-off series ranked worst to best by a YouTuber named Piantapedia.
Never heard of or them.
Pianta, that's a Mario-related thing, so they must be like a YouTuber that just talks about Mario all the time. But anyway, so these are thankfully they're not ranking every spin-off. They're just ranking every spin-off series because we don't have 10 years to go through every Mario spin-off. But here's how many Mario spin-off series do you think there are?
Oh God, I don't know
just
what even counts.
Just take a wild guess at a number.
21.
Nope.
Okay.
You're
I'm
close,
not guessing
though.
anymore.
You're really close. It's 22.
20.
It's 22. So the lowest one, number 22, is the Mario Discovery series. I'm pretty sure that's like all the Mario teaches typing and that kind of crap.
Edutainment.
Yeah. Number 21 is Wrecking Crew, which does this count as a series? There were 2 of them.
Yeah.
And one of them was
what's the other one?
Wrecking Crew 98, which was
right.
Nintendo Power exclusive. So that was the better one, but it didn't. I don't know, that weird. Number 20
I didn't even like Wrecking Crew.
Game & Watch Gallery. I wouldn't question. Well, I guess okay. So the original Game & Watch games are not all Mario games, but in Game & Watch Gallery, they did sort of like gussy them up as Mario games. Like even the Punch Out one, you were Luigi. You know.
Yeah. And I mean, technically, the originals starred Mr. Game & Watch.
Yep. Well, except for the ones that starred Mario or Link or whatever, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean the OGs.
Yeah. Number 19 is Fortune Street. Fortune Street is not a Mario thing. The Mario was in a few of them. So were Final Fantasy characters and Dragon Quest characters, and Fortune Street is a Square Enix thing, and it's not not got a whole lot to do with Mario. Number 18 is Dr. Mario. I'm surprised that's so low. Dr. Mario 4.
Yeah.
Okay, well maybe because it's like not much of a series. Like they've made a few Dr. Mario games and there hasn't been any advances in the gameplay.
And a Dr. Luigi.
Yeah, I mean the only Dr. Mario game that plays differently is the terrible fucking mobile game.
I have not played that.
I played a little bit of it. It was whack as fuck. The pills go up. I was not into that. Yeah. Mario Golf is number 17. I feel like out of the sports ones, Mario Golf is one of the more like where it's consistently good. So I think it should be higher.
Yeah, why is it so low?
I don't know. Maybe the person just doesn't like golf.
Is Strikers really that much better?
Yeah. Mario versus Donkey Kong, which okay. Those games are pretty repetitive.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
better than
Yeah.
Mario Golf, though.
No, well, like I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
Super Mario Land is on there, which really there's only 2 of them because then the third one was like a Wario game. So
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's named Super Mario
Yeah.
Land 3, so...
yeah. Number 14 is Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. No, those are so fucking whack though.
Yeah,
Oof.
they started out with the waggle controls.
They're bad and they should be lower. Mario Tennis is on there. Those are pretty good. I still think the Mario Golf games are better, but
Yes, yes.
Mario and Rabbids is the next one, which I feel like this one could be higher once they make more of them. If they do.
Yeah.
If
Is
they
that
do.
like XCOM, but Mario?
It pretty much is XCOM, yeah.
That's how it looks.
Yeah, pretty much. It's XCOM, but a weird like Mario Rayman spin-off title, Number 11 is the Yoshi series, which I'm not sure if we're talking about every Yoshi game or specifically like Yoshi's Island or like not
Yoshi.
quite.
Okay.
Yeah, Yoshi's Cookie was
Yoshi
stupid.
Safari, Story.
Yeah, there's a lot of Yoshi games out there. Number 10 is Wario Land. So there's all the other Wario Land games.
Now that's a good series.
That is a damn good
Yeah.
series. Number 9 is
Fantastic.
Mario Party. Personally, I feel like you've played one, you kind of played them all.
It starts strong
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
downhill.
Number 10 is the Mario and Luigi games, which I've only ever played a little bit of the first one, and I was really enjoying it, and then I got like distracted by everything else, and I got to get back to those games.
Yeah,
I
you
love
do.
that. Yeah, they are funny. I like
Yeah.
that. Just they are genuinely funny and
Yeah.
fun.
The Mario like RPG games are usually pretty funny.
Yeah.
Number 7 is Super Mario Maker, which I appreciate what they're doing, but I think that like the Super Mario Maker kind of like makes everybody think they're a game designer, and when you play Mario Maker levels that people make, I really appreciate the work that Nintendo puts into their levels.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because people do not understand what a good level is at all. Like it's rare
No.
that they're usually either just like, oh, here's something incredibly hard, or here's something incredibly gimmicky.
Oh, yeah, the
Or
plays
both.
itself or
Yeah.
some other bullshit.
Let's see. Number 6 is WarioWare. Those are fun.
Oh, I love them.
But the issue that I have with it is that each one has some sort of after like the first like 2, has some sort of ridiculous conceit. Like the DSi one, you have to tilt the thing, and then there's the Wii one, which is all about motion controls, and then the 3DS one,
that
you have
one
to
was
use the
fun.
microphone. It was fun, but it's like, can you really like just pick it up and play it now? Well, let me dust off my fucking Wii here,
Yeah.
Number 5 is Mario Strikers.
No,
Seems awfully high.
I played just the
Yeah.
first one, and
Yeah.
it
It's
was
fine, but
Yeah.
whatever. Number 4 is Mario Baseball. See, I think this should be lower for one reason. Only the first one's good.
I didn't like it.
There was more than one.
Yeah, well, there was a second one on the Wii, and it was fucking awful.
It's so slow.
Yeah. The first one on GameCube is pretty fun, though. Luigi's Mansion is number 3. Yeah, those are fun.
I do really enjoy those.
And I do like that all 3 of them are different from each other. Like they
Yes.
all like
Yeah.
you know what they are going in, but they all have their own gimmick. Number 2 is Paper Mario.
Fantastic.
Yep. And number 1, to nobody's surprise, is Mario Kart.
Though I do have to say, some of the latest Paper Mario games, little whack.
I think they've gotten a little better. I think there was like a little while where it was like, okay, it's getting weird.
Color Splash seems fine.
Yeah.
Sticker Star is atrocious.
I think
Sticker Star, yeah.
I think
Ugh.
I didn't mind Sticker Star, but it was also not all that compelling. I think the one where it's sort of coming back around is they did Origami King, and people are like, okay, it's starting to feel like Paper Mario again, and then there's Thousand Year Door remake. But yeah, Mario Kart being number 1 makes perfect sense. Yeah. I mean, like they finally showed off Switch 2, and the only glimpse of a game we got was, yes, there's a new Mario Kart game.
It would make sense
Yeah,
if
it's
that was
weird.
the big release at the beginning. You know,
It probably will be. I mean, they're like, here is another Mario Kart, and no, it's not just Mario Kart 8 again.
I mean, when Switch launched, finally,
Yeah.
launching with a Zelda title. No, I
Yeah.
guess the Wii did as well. So
Yeah, but
never mind.
those were both cross-platform.
True.
Because the Wii launched with a GameCube game. You know what
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And the Wii U launched with a Wii game, so or the Switch launched with a Wii U game rather.
Yes.
So out of 22, this is a bit of a mess. I think there's a lot of personal bias here, which I understand, but 22, 16 is where I'm gonna
I'm
settle
gonna go
there.
with 15.
14.
Okay. Mogul sent me a list from somebody on GameFAQs who it's the top 10 sequels that outdid the original. And since it's GameFAQs, they're video games.
Oh,
Yeah. That was a shock. So number 10 is Warcraft 2. Cool. Whatever.
I have never played a Warcraft
Yeah.
game.
I don't Warcraft. Number 9 is Doom 2. Disagree.
Really?
Disagree. I mean, it's a great game, but I like the original Doom more. Okay, yeah. Doom 2 added some cool shit with new enemies. I'll give it that. Only one new weapon was a little weird. And it's just like bigger shotgun. But here's my thing. The levels were just more fun in Doom 1.
Okay.
So, yeah. Don't disagree there.
If that's how you feel.
Yeah. Number 8, SimCity 2000. Never really cared to play these, to be honest.
Was
I
that
liked it.
was that genuinely the second one?
Yes.
Was 2000?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
that was the second one. Number 7 is Saints Row 2. Yeah, low bar to clear. Saints Row sucked. I mean, this is a series that found its footing with the second game, and then even more so with the third one. So.
Yeah, that's when it really found its niche.
Well, because with the third one, with the second one, they just improved the gameplay. With the third one, they made it stupid. And that's what it needed to be. It needed to be stupid. Yeah. Like it couldn't just be like we're GTA, but not. Like it's Grand Theft Auto, but it's called something else, Number 6 is Rise of the Tomb Raider, which I have not played, but I'll take your word for it, Mister. Who wrote this? Does it say?
Totally.
No, it's somebody on GameFAQs. It's TKD Boy 1889.
That sounds like a GameFAQs
and
tag.
It so does. This list is from 2018, in case you're wondering. Let's see. Streets of Rage 2 is number 5. Agreed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
But the first one is still pretty good.
Yeah. Number 4 is Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I would say that's a lateral move. I think it's exactly, there were some improvements, but there were also some issues that are unique to Sonic 2.
Yeah.
Like the order of the levels being not very good.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, they could have remixed them.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's a lateral move at best. Number 3 is Age of Empires 2: The Age of Kings, which I've not played any of these Age of Empires games, so.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
Neither have I, so I'll take their word for it.
Yeah. Number 2 is Fallout 2, which
I think that's a lateral move.
I understand where they're coming from. Like, it doesn't have a time limit, so there's that.
Yeah.
And number 1 is Street Fighter 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, once again, it's like a low bar to clear because Street Fighter was not very good.
I'm surprised they took a second shot at it.
Well, what's interesting, their original plan to do a sequel turned into Final Fight.
Oh yeah, the Final Fight.
Well, no, I'm not talking about that because that wasn't even a Street Fighter game at all. They just put Street Fighter on the American release. That was like some fucking cyber cop game on the Famicom. No, Final Fight's original name, like the Final Fight for arcades, was originally Street Fighter 89, like the year 89. Yeah. And they showed it at trade shows, and the response was, that's really cool, but what the fuck does it have to do with Street Fighter? So there you go. And the thing that, like, I think Street Fighter 2 worked because it was a completely different team, and all of the people that worked on the first game went over and worked on SNK, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Luckily, they got their shit together.
Well, I mean, like, if you play the original Fatal Fury, you could tell that it started as Street Fighter 2. Like, as in the sequel to the original Street Fighter. There's a lot of its DNA in there. It's just, this is Street Fighter 1, but better.
Speaking of Fatal Fury, are you going to get City of the Wolves when that comes out?
Do bears shit in the woods?
A lot.
Yeah. Exactly. Out of 10, there were a few in here that I either disagreed with or thought they were lateral moves. But for the most part, I think it's a solid list. I'm gonna give it a 7.
Yeah. 7.
Me too. 7.
Just out of
Lucky
curiosity, Moogle, were you just like trolling really old posts on GameFAQs and decided I have to send this to list critics? Because I'm just saying that was 8 years ago, that post.
Oh, we should see if we can get like a GameFAQs list from like 2001. Something like that.
Okay, here's another submission from Bort. And this is from a YouTuber named Phantom Strider. It's 10 failed or weirdest McDonald's items overseas.
I follow this guy.
Yeah.
I like his video.
Yeah, so if you go to like McDonald's in like Japan, they have like some different shit. You know?
Mm-hmm.
You go to McDonald's in India, they got some different shit. So it's going to be interesting. So these aren't ranked or anything, but the first one is the Spam Breakfast Platter, which is technically not in a different country because it is Hawaii, but it is also technically over a sea. So there.
Maybe YouTubers in a different country.
Yeah. Oh, possibly. I don't know where Phantom Strider. Actually, you follow Phantom Strider. Is he American or what's?
I think he's British.
But he lives in Australia.
No. Well, there's an Australian one on here though.
Yeah. Cool.
So what is he considered overseas? Well, it doesn't matter. It's a local Hawaiian favorite featuring Spam, eggs, rice, and sausage. Yeah, I know that Hawaii loves Spam, and they could keep it.
Yeah, no thanks.
They could keep it.
Yeah.
It just clogs up my email all the time.
The matcha red bean cake, which is in Hong Kong. It's a layered green tea pancake cake. That's redundant. With red beans available in the McCafe.
I'd try it.
Apparently, it's got pretty mixed reviews. Finland and Sweden both have something called the McVegan. It's a plant-based burger featuring a soy patty and vegan mayo.
So like an Impossible Burger?
Yeah, except I think the Impossible Burger still has like cheese or something on it. So it got good reviews, but it's pretty much stayed to Finland and Sweden. Norway and Sweden have sweet potato fries at McDonald's, which is interesting. I don't like sweet potato fries. I'm very much like on Bob Belcher's, sweet potato fries, they're overrated. Regular fries, they're the best French fries. But I'm kind of surprised that McDonald's doesn't do this everywhere because of how popular sweet potato fries are.
I like sweet potato fries as in I'll have a handful and then I'm good for a while.
It says they're not widely available due to logistical challenges, which I kind of understand because if I got my regular fries in a McDonald's, I haven't been to McDonald's in fucking years, but let's say I did go and I got fries and it tasted remotely like sweet potatoes, I'm throwing hands.
Same here. I'd destroy the restaurant.
Australia is crazy because they have something at McDonald's called Shrek pasta. Which are green ravioli, apparently, which is apparently part of a promotional Happy Meal for Shrek 3, and widely regarded as unappealing and short-lived.
I would have thought they'd gone off.
Yeah. Apparently in Italy, they have panzerotti at McDonald's, which I'd be into that. I mean, it's basically a fancy Hot Pocket.
I loved their McPizza.
You did, really? I've never
I remember genuinely enjoying it.
I've never seen it as an option, so even like during that time period, I never saw it. Probably because I lived in New York City and McDonald's selling pizza, they would have been laughed out of the city. But in Hong Kong, going back to Hong Kong, they have a sausage, egg, twisty pasta, and crispy McChicken, which is so it's a noodle soup with a sausage, egg, and corn, inspired by traditional Hong Kong breakfasts. I don't understand where the chicken part comes into it, but apparently it's got good reviews and people like it.
And they give you a whole chicken.
Yeah. In Singapore, you can get a caramel popcorn ice cream, which that should be everywhere. That sounds amazing.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. In Japan, they have something called the Tsukimi Burger, which is a burger with a fried egg representing the harvest moon. And
like for Super Nintendo?
No, like the actual moon. And apparently it's got like a ton of cheese on it too, so it sounds good.
Hey, ton of cheese, I'm there.
Yeah. And finally, in most countries, they have the secret Ronald birthday cake, A cheap, bland, cardboard-like cake served at McDonald's birthday parties, still available upon request at select locations, but consistently receives poor reviews.
It was their birthday at McDonald's.
A lot of kids did that. It was
it's probably the same cake from when we were kids.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Out of I don't know how many of these were. 10. 10. Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, actually,
way to go,
yeah.
Phantom Strider.
There you go. Here's one also from Board and also from Phantom Strider. Top 10 banned fast food toys.
Oh, I've seen the video, but it's been a while, so let's see.
There's two things that I think of. One is there was a Pokeball that killed kids.
Nice.
And then the other was there was this like Mario toy that would jump, but it was like a little too robust.
Raccoon Mario from Mario 3.
Yeah, it would go right up into your fucking eyeball and fuck you all the way up.
Luckily, I was too scared to use it, so I would just kind of look at it.
Like, you already got too many problems with your eyes, right?
Hell yeah.
Jawsome Sauce says Mickey D's birthday parties are a very late 80s, early 90s thing to do. Yeah, they are, but they still happen.
I also like the name Jawsome Sauce.
It's a fantastic name, and he's had that name for like a really fucking long time. So
I'm just pointing it out.
Okay, from 2010, the Shrek glasses. So let's see.
Yeah. I think they were lined with something.
Yeah, toxic heavy metals.
Yeah.
It actually killed some people.
Like, yikes, what are you doing?
Yeah. In 2016, there was the McDonald's Step It Fitness Tracker, which is just a pedometer for kids to promote exercise. But apparently the wristbands caused blisters, burns, and other skin irritations.
Oh, dear.
How?
The cheapest of materials?
I guess. I don't know. You think it would just...
So cheap they got money for doing it?
You'd think it would just fall apart then, not burn you. Maybe it just like conducted heat so well the sun would hit it and be like, motherfucker.
It just started bubbling.
Like the metal slide,
Oh yeah, I remember that.
From 2014, there's the Hello Kitty birthday lollipop, which was not a lollipop, it's a whistle.
Oh no.
So it's
no.
So it was a choking hazard.
Yeah.
From the 2000s, they released the Wendy's Disco CD.
Sweet.
So apparently Wendy's was their kids' meals was giving out a karaoke style disco CD for kids that was included with meals. Guess why it was recalled? Guess.
It's Disco's Dead.
No.
Bad lyrics.
Yeah. Apparently there was a Donna Summer song that they used the album version and not the clean version. So you know how horny Donna Summer was, and she did use the lyric "I'm so horny," which didn't go over too well with people.
Well,
maybe they thought they were talking about rhinoceroses.
Well, that's what you would tell your kid when he asks, "What does that mean?" Right? McDonald's Disney QR codes from 2020. So apparently some of them are fucked up and brought you to a porn site.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember hearing about that.
Oh, here it is, the Burger King Pokemon Pokeballs. Yeah, so they were made in such a way that a kid would, if he puts his face into it, which kids will do that, it would form an airtight seal, and the kid could actually fucking like suffocate, and it did happen a few times.
Damn, how many? Do you know how many died from that? Damn.
Two kids died, which is
that's enough.
More than enough. The McDonald's Minion Happy Meal toy from 2015. It was this little minion that made the noises that minions make, but apparently somebody thought it said "what the fuck," and then it was a big problem on the news.
Well, somebody please think of the children.
Yeah. The McDonald's Scooter Bugs from the 90s, they were little bug toys, and apparently one of them had these antennas that broke off really easily, and they were a choking hazard.
Kids just want to swallow everything.
The Burger King Rattling Riverboat, which was just a toy boat, but apparently it had metal pins in it that were a choking hazard, again.
Toy boat.
And finally, the McDonald's Doc DeLorean from Back to the Future in 1992, which was a toy car, obviously, but apparently the rear tires could be removed and swallowed.
Just want to swallow everything.
They do. Well, that's it.
Even a time machine.
I mean, kids are like puppies in a weird sort of way. Like they just put everything in their mouth. You gotta be hyper vigilant. I'm surprised the eye gouging Mario thing wasn't on here.
Yeah,
but
right.
maybe I don't know. Maybe it was just a little too well known. But there you have it. I'll 10 out of 10. It was really interesting. The disco CD thing still has me. That's pretty fucking funny.
They're out there.
What's that?
But and
Like any copies of the CD are still out there.
I wonder. Let me look on eBay, yo. What are we ranking this, guys?
10 out of 10.
Okay.
But why disco? Was that really the year for disco?
I
No.
don't. It wasn't, but they did it anyway. Look, I'm gonna tell you, because when I was a kid, I worked at a Wendy's, and they did not have the coolest toys there.
Nah.
Okay, let's see. Wendy's disco CD. Dude, people are selling these for like $100.
Yo.
Damn.
Recalled Wendy's Kids Meal Karaoke Disco Fever CD, brand new and sealed for $100. There's another one that you can get for 50 or best offer. Well, they're both or best offer. They look slightly different.
Go low ball.
They look slightly different. There's only 2 of them for sale.
But they're still there. Wow.
Yeah. So people are these free cheap CDs that came out with the fucking Wendy's meal can go for 50 to $100 on eBay.
Well, because they're recalled, that kind of raises them up a bit,
Yeah.
you know.
But I mean, who wants it?
I do.
Okay, I guess. I mean, you could just look up what songs are on it and then make your own version, right?
Where's the fun in that?
Not spending $50 on a CD. That's you know what I mean? Like if I spend like $50 on a CD, it better have I don't know, like Joe Biden saying the fuck word or something. Like it's got to have something crazy on it.
That's not that crazy. He said it on the microphone.
All right, yeah, okay, but I'm saying it's got to be something wild, like I don't know, like Weird Al cursing somebody out. I don't know, like.
That would be strange.
That would be weird, right? Here's another one from a YouTuber named Some Call Me Johnny. It's the ranking of the top 10 best Final Fantasy battle themes.
I also follow this guy.
Okay.
Some call me John.
So at number 10 is, I'm just going to go through this quickly because it's like, what the fuck? Like what do we have to sit there and think? Well, how does that one go? It's weird to me. Okay, yeah, that's Final Fantasy IV. I know. So at number 10 is Final Fantasy III. At number 9 is Final Fantasy II. At number 8 is Final Fantasy I. At number 7 is Final Fantasy IX. At number 6 is Final Fantasy V. At number 5 is Final Fantasy VIII. And number 4 is Final Fantasy VII. F7. Which you've never said, but people will remember the thumbnail. Number 2 is Final Fantasy VI, and at number 1 is Final Fantasy X.
Really? 10? Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. I would put 10 at maybe number 3 and bump up 6 and 4, but otherwise this is pretty much where I'd put it. Yeah. F7.
He said Eve.
Eve 7. Yeah, why Eve works too, I guess. Eve 7. That's the Moogle language. Eve. Out of 10, 8?
8.
Yeah, 8 out of 10.
Okay, so Bort gave me a list from somebody named Top 10 Nerd. I think we've done this one before. Well, not this list, but this guy. Top 10 superheroes who lost due to dumb reasons.
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay.
Like he was late for the battle. Shit.
Yes, he lost by default, right? Number 10 is Iron Man in Avengers number 2. This is quite a while ago. He was fighting the Space Phantom. Well, the Avengers were, and Thor made a rainstorm, and then Iron Man's suit rusted. Because we know that rain will instantly rust iron, right?
Yeah.
This was back when his suit was actually made out of iron. I don't think it works like that, but that was pretty dumb.
Iron Man.
Yeah, Iron Man. Batwoman, the original Batwoman, Kathy Kane, was introduced in 1956 to combat claims about Batman and Robin's relationship, and then she died in Detective Comics number 485, merely to motivate Batman to go after the League of Assassins. So basically, she was fridged.
Yep.
Man.
A means to an end.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the women in refrigerators trope is when a female character is thrown under the bus specifically just to be the motivation for a male hero to do something.
Oh, that's a bad trope.
And it exists in comic books, sadly. It happens a lot, especially
So
if the
was
character
it-
is created for that reason, although she wasn't created for that reason.
Fridge, though? Fridge?
Because it's something that happened in Green Lantern where his girlfriend was not only murdered but stuffed in the fridge.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. Hank Pym becomes Ultron's skin suit from Infinity Countdown. Man, Marvel's weird now. After merging with Ultron, Hank Pym becomes a puppet for the villain. His soul is trapped in the Soul Stone, leaving him in a nightmare while Ultron uses his body as a disguise. Wait, so is the dumb reason bad writing? Is that what we're getting at here?
It sounds like it.
Yeah. Okay, in Green Lantern Rebirth, Batman lost to Green Lantern because he punched him.
What?
Yeah, he didn't use his powers or anything. He just fucking sucker punched him. He just fucking cold cocked him out of nowhere. It was funny. They weren't in a fight. They were in an argument.
Well.
And Green Lantern just hauled off and clocked him one.
Well, that's one way to win, though.
Yeah. It was more funny than anything.
I'd say.
And then the reference that was made to in the other Green Lantern, Guy Gardner, lost to Batman because he challenged him to a fist fight, which you should not challenge Batman to a fist fight. You should just do like Hal Jordan did and just pop him without him knowing. But he challenged him to a fist fight, and yeah, it went exactly how you'd expect. Batman laid him out in one shot. Doctor Strange was... Oh god, an ultimatum. Do we have to reference ultimatum? Ultimatum is the dumb reason. Like it was the end of the Ultimate Marvel thing, which was already... Ultimate Marvel was like, what if Marvel but needlessly edgy? We had a cool version of Spider-Man and literally everything else sucked.
Yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man.
That was it, though.
Like...
That was it. That's all that was good. Everything else sucked. Guess how Doctor Strange died in Ultimatum? He was strangled with his own cloak.
Wait a minute.
It's pretty dumb.
I thought the cloak could, like, do stuff.
Yeah, like choke him.
Ugh.
Oh, God, we're referencing the Judas Contract now. This is where they wanted to make the Teen Titans all edgy for a little while. And Beast Boy got drugged by envelopes.
What?
Yeah. So
wait, like George's fiance?
Exactly like that.
Get out of here.
Exactly like Susan. In the Silver Age, at one point, the Wasp was knocked unconscious because she was sitting on a tree branch and it snapped, and she fell and got knocked out.
So she died because of oops.
Yeah, gravity got her. Well, she didn't die, but she lost the fight. Well, I mean, she wasn't even in a fight. She was just sitting on a tree branch. I guess they forgot that she flies, and that's kind of like her main thing that she does.
Well, a wasp, right?
Yeah, I mean, the Wasp was basically Ant-Man but flies.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder Woman loses powers to chained bracelets. Oh, yeah, okay. So originally Wonder Woman had one weakness, and that's if she was chained by a man, she would lose her powers. It had to do with Amazonian law, and it mostly had to do with the fact that the writer created Wonder Woman as fetish fuel because he had a whole bondage thing going on.
Yeah, he liked that sort of thing.
I mean, he was also obsessed with the truth, too. Which is why Wonder Woman is all about the truth, and also why he's the same dude that fucking invented the polygraph machine.
Yeah.
That's real rope of truth.
Yeah. And finally, the Justice League. Oh, God, Identity Crisis. This is a weird comic. So okay, they wanted Deathstroke to win against the Justice League because they were pumping him up to be a much bigger threat. And basically, he just kind of throws a smoke bomb down that just knocks them all out.
Oh.
And then he doesn't even win. He just like escapes, but they all like I remember they're like, what the hell was that? And Superman said something like, I don't know, but there was kryptonite in it. He's like, I have this capsule that has all of their weaknesses that I could throw down, and they just all get knocked out. Like, I don't know what Batman's weakness was, though, in that situation. Like, what?
Knockout gas?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
And Superman had to be like, "Me too, guys."
Yeah, well, he was just saying that's why he got
Yeah.
knocked out, because apparently there was a little bit of kryptonite in there, because apparently everybody had kryptonite. There's a lot of weird things that happened in Identity Crisis, but there you have it. Out of 10, yeah, these were all pretty fucking dumb. I'll give it a 10.
Yeah, they were all dumb
9.
reasons.
Yeah.
9, 10.
From Bort and YouTuber Josh Scorcher, we got top 10 Eldritch bosses. So, bosses
be
in video
eldritch.
games that are Eldritch abominations, right? So, at number 10 is The One Who Waits from The Cult of the Lamb. I haven't played The Cult of the Lamb, but I've seen a bunch of it on Twitch. And
It looks interesting.
it does look interesting. Number 9 is The Pulsating Mass from a video game that I've never heard of that's called Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass.
I gotta see this.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, yeah. Number 8 is Majora's Mask. I
Yeah.
guess that's
Well-
kind of Eldritch.
It is
Good
weird and
form.
has a bizarre
Yeah,
scream
it's
to it.
yeah, it's kind of Eldritch. Number 7 is Lavos. No, Lavos is not Eldritch. Lavos is an alien.
Yeah.
True.
Eldritch is not just, oh, it looks creepy. Eldritch is magic.
But maybe that's what they're...
It defies natural order. Laws.
Exactly. It has to defy the laws of nature. Whereas Lavos kind of defined the laws of nature, so maybe that's why it's on the list.
Ooh.
Number 6 is The Heart of Darkness from Darkest Dungeon.
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
don't know
I
what
played
it
that.
Yeah. Number 5 is Murgo's Wet Nurse from Bloodborne. I think everything in Bloodborne is kind of Eldritch, so you got to pick just one thing. Yeah.
A wet nurse?
Well, it's like a shadowy figure protecting an eldritch baby, is the description here.
Oh boy.
Number 4 is something called the Gourmet from something called Mago, which I've never heard of.
I haven't either.
See, Jocelyn Sauce thinks that eldritch includes aliens if they're summoned, but it might include summoned aliens, but like I said, they have to break the laws of nature to be considered eldritch. Number 3 is Chaos from Castlevania Aria of Sorrow. Yeah, that's pretty fucking trippy. Although I would say that I would agree with that. Number 2 is the Ancient One from Fear and Hunger, which I don't really know this game, but there you go.
It sounds like it could be
Yeah.
Eldritch, the ancient one.
And number 1 is Gigas from Earthbound, which, I mean, yeah, because it's basically a void.
Yeah, after coming in to shoot form.
You know, it's suggestive of a fetus, but there's no actual fetus there. It's just
You can't even comprehend it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gigas is an alien, but it's Eldritch because it's like there and not there. You know what I
And
mean?
beyond comprehension.
Yeah.
that alone defies.
I don't know about Earthbound being the best game ever. That's just incorrect.
Another
but-
conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a different conversation, but even if you love Earthbound, come on, man. It's not the best game ever. Out of 10, I'm going to go with 9.
I'll
with
go
9.
with an 8.
Yeah, I'm going 8. Go 8.
Okay, so Bort also sent me a list from a YouTuber named Wyatt's World Extra, which just sounds like
Oh, boy.
too much. Top 10 celebrities who this guy can't stand for some reason.
Oh boy.
This seems
Okay.
very negative. Like we're just gonna this guy's gonna bitch about 10 celebrities he doesn't like, but they're not ranked or anything. But okay, we have Pitbull. I would say I dislike his music, but I don't know much about him as a person.
Is he an asshole? Like,
He's anti-vaxxer.
Well, that's enough for me.
okay, well, yeah.
The Rock. Yeah, I don't like him.
Yeah.
What? What? Did he do a bad thing?
He's just an asshole.
Is he?
He's
I don't know.
Yeah,
he's-
no, he's an asshole.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. Jimmy Kimmel. Why don't you like Jimmy Kimmel?
He seems likable enough, but I don't know. Is it
it's
the whole Halloween candy thing?
Oh, he stopped doing that like 5 years ago, and people still send those videos in. It says that he's overly political in his comedy. He's a late-night talk show host. They're all overly political. Have you not seen any of the
Yeah.
others? Have you not
They
watched?
know what side their bread is buttered on.
Have you not watched Colbert? It's the same fucking thing. Greg Marcus is somebody that I don't know who that is.
But we hate him.
Apparently, he owns a chain of theaters. We don't know which one it is. It's got to be one of like the
That's-
big three, right?
Not much of a celebrity.
Yeah.
Is it like Odeon?
Some other person I don't know, Sean Strickland. Who is that? Apparently, he's made offensive remarks, but I don't know who he is.
Damn you, Sean Strickland!
The other one, at least it told me kind of who it... Or I'm looking up who this guy is. He's a martial artist. He's in the MMA thing.
I was hoping the description would just be, I don't like his face.
Well, it says he's made offensive remarks, although it doesn't go into what those are. Kim Kardashian is on that. Yeah, I don't like her. She's done a few good things, but like, it never quite sat right with me when people are just basically they're famous for being famous.
Yeah, I don't know.
And she says a lot of disingenuous shit. So, Aaron Rodgers, I don't know who that is.
Sounds like a baseball player.
Is he a baseball player, or are you just saying that because of Hank Rodgers?
I think he's a football player.
Oh, is he a football?
Yeah, he's a football player. He's on the Jets.
Okay.
Apparently, he has controversial opinions, and his family hates him.
His own family, damn.
If your own family hates you, you fucked up in some way, or they fucked up in some way. Elon Musk, I mean, do we need to say any more? This guy sucks.
Yeah, he sucks a big old
guy
bag of
sucks.
wang.
And I think that like he sucks in a completely unique way that nobody else sucks in that particular way.
Huh?
I'm just saying, can you really put him in a category with anybody else? He has his own unique category of suck. Like, there's a lot of different types of suck, and one of them is called Elon Musk. Ellen DeGeneres, yeah, she sucks.
Yeah.
She sucks. And it's like, I think it's like, when you have somebody who carefully puts out this, like, I'm the nicest person in the world thing, there's usually something dark going on there.
Mm-hmm. So they're trying to look too hard.
Neil Gaiman.
Oh.
And then finally Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, this guy blows, dude.
Yeah.
He's one of those fighting guys.
Yeah,
right?
he's a boxer who needs to shut the fuck up and just box already, because he's kind of a scam artist. He's like the professional version of Logan Paul. He only takes bouts that he knows he can win.
Oh.
It's like, dude, shut up. I could probably come up with a completely different list. Out of 10, I'm gonna knock a few points off for Jimmy Kimmel because I think that was disingenuous. But and I don't think Greg Marcus counts as a celebrity.
Yeah.
But I'll give you a 7.
I'll give him an 8 because I believe that he truly does hate all these people.
Oh, I'm sure he does. I just question the reasoning for one or two of them. You know what I mean? From the Duke of Nukem, which is just Almighty Santa's name on the Discord, we have from CBR.com the 10 worst characters in great JRPGs.
Worst in what way, I wonder?
We're going to find out, aren't we? I didn't want to... Yeah, sometimes they're just annoying or whatever. Maybe they just suck in battle or whatever. But at number 10, from Suikoden 5, we have Egbert Athelbald. This guy... First of all, he was one of the most annoying recruits that you could do. He was hard to recruit, and then he wasn't like any good. Like, you have to sit there and listen to him talk about himself for a really, really fucking long time, and if you try to skip the dialogue, he won't join you.
Oh, dang!
And then he's not any good.
Oh, dang.
Suikoden 5 was a weird game, because when I first started it, I was like, this is some fucking weird shit. And then it started to get good. And then it got weird again. And then it got good again.
Weird can be good.
Well, this was bad weird, but like I said, it was weird, because then it would get good again, you know? Number 9, Vaughn from Final Fantasy 12. Yeah. He was supposed to be a minor character, and Square Enix insisted that he be the main character.
All Vaughn.
Yeah. They kind of pushed Van down our throats.
Yeah, they did.
Number 8 is... I don't like this. Vanille from Final Fantasy 13, and I hear this a lot, that she's just... Her optimism is exhausting, is what they're saying. I don't know if you've played Final Fantasy 13. It's a pretty fucking bleak game, and having Vanille around does lighten the mood a lot. So she never bothered me. If there's a character in Final Fantasy 13 that bothered me, it would be Hope, because the kid whines throughout the whole trilogy.
Oh, God. But maybe for vanilla, it's more of a, hey, read the room, buddy, kind of vibe then.
I don't know. I feel like I feel like half the characters would have jumped off of Cocoon at the earliest opportunity had she not been there, you know?
All right. I never played it.
Number 7 from the Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel is some person named Campanella.
Thumbs up.
Apparently she's a boss and is very frustrating to fight. So we're counting bosses in this now, too, apparently.
Yeah, okay. Well, they're a character.
Oh, you did not. Okay, what? From Xenoblade Chronicles, they picked Zanza?
How?
They say he comes out of nowhere as a last boss. Did you not pay attention to the 50 hours of build-up to the Zanza battle? The whole last 50 hours of the game is about him.
Does the final battle take place at a Zanzibar?
No, it's in space. Yeah, how could you say he comes out of no... I mean, I guess if you're in a coma, and then some... Like, okay, so you start Xenoblade, right? You get right up to Prison Island, but before you get to the top of it, you go into a coma, and then your girlfriend goes onto your save file and plays it right up until the end, which ironically, you go through Prison Island again, and then hands you the controller because you just came out of a coma, and you're like, who's this fucking Zanza guy? And why is there 120 hours in the save file?
Oh, well.
Yeah, nothing comes out of nowhere in Xenoblade.
Yeah.
Weird.
You are wrong.
Yeah. Blue from Pokemon Red and Blue, really?
Why? Because they keep coming back?
Because he says he trivializes your accomplishments. Yeah, that's kind of the point. He's a jerk.
Yeah.
He's a jerk.
A jerk.
And the thing is that he's ahead of you the whole game. He's doing better than you. Yeah, he loses a few battles, but he never gives up. The only reason that he loses is because he doesn't have the bond with his Pokemon, but he still becomes the champion. Mm-hmm. You beat him, and then he's not the champion anymore, but like I gotta say, he's kind of like the most... Like, out of all the rivals, he's the best one. And I kind of miss... Like, I like the new Pokemon games. They're really good, but I miss when the rivals were jerks.
Yeah.
Because now...
Are they all friendly now?
They're either like your friend or they're a love interest, usually.
Oh, that's a conflict.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I just like them. Let's have Gen 11 or whatever the fuck have a real asshole as a rival. Why not, right? From number 4 from the Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky FC is somebody named Duke Dunnan, who's apparently an incredibly incompetent villain.
Well, if he's anything like Jeff Dunham. Yeah.
Jeff Dunham. At number 3...
Sorry if you like him, but...
Yeah. At number 3 from Xenoblade Chronicles Cross is Tatsu. I get the point they're making that they do kind of retread the same 3 jokes with Tatsu.
Oh.
I don't dislike him, but they did go into the whole... yes, they're going to eat him joke like too many times.
They're going to eat him?
They kept joking. The one character, Lynn, she's like Yuffie, basically. She's Yuffie. I kept calling her Yuffie. She kept making jokes about she was going to cook him. And it's like, she obviously didn't mean it, and when one of the villains attacked him, she did get right in front of him and protect him, so obviously it was all just jokes. But I will say that, yes, Xenoblade Chronicles Cross is a really fucking long game, so maybe don't repeat the gag too many times, you know? Number 2 is from Yakuza Like a Dragon is somebody named Nanba. Apparently he's not only a traitor, but he's annoying.
Damn.
Well, sucks to be annoying.
Yeah.
Sucks to suck.
Oh! Okay, whoever wrote this has a real Xenoblade hard-on. Number 1 is Tora.
Tora.
Dude, how dare you talk shit about Tora?
Unforgivable.
Ruh-roh.
Oh my god. They say he drags down an otherwise great game. How? Did they just hate the Nopon?
Probably.
Because Tora and Tatsu are both on here. I'm surprised they didn't put Ricky on there. They probably would have put Ricky on there if he wasn't completely overpowered. Or one of Ricky's kids or something, you know? Yeah, no, that's wrong. You're wrong.
Yeah.
We hate this answer. Boo this man.
Yeah, no.
Uh,
Like, okay, so the main complaint seems to be that he's horny. Who isn't?
Well,
Have you seen the character designs in Xenoblade 2? Everybody's hot as shit.
cool.
Just saying. If your sword could also be a hot lady, you would be a driver too. Yeah. So out of 10, that kind of dragged me down. I feel like there was a bit of a hard on happening there. I'm gonna give that like a 5.
Out of 10?
Yeah. There were so many other like really bad characters that happened to be in really great games that could have been on there. That
You know what? I see your 5, and I also give a 5.
or
4. Duke of Nukem also sent me from fantasybooks.com top 25 fantasy books of all time. I feel like we've done this list.
This sounds familiar.
I'm trying to.
Oh no.
Hmm?
First of all, the site doesn't even load properly.
Oh, here we go.
Okay. Oh no, it loads properly. It's just got like about 20 ads between each fucking entry.
Yuck.
And
They skipped it.
and it starts with number 1.
Okay.
And number 1 is A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin.
Huh.
Skip. That's all I say to that. Skipperoonie. I mean, let me just see if there's... I'm just going to like scroll down and see if there's anything else on here that I want to make fun of. God, there really are like 20 ads. I have an ad blocker. How is this happening?
That's fantasy for you.
Dude, half these books are fucking trash, dude. Okay, I'm closing this. Yeah, this is a stupid list. We're not doing that.
Thumbs down.
That's a skip at a 25 or whatever the fuck it was.
-10.
How could you
Skip
say
to
A
the-
Game of Thrones is the greatest fantasy book ever written?
Wait,
Okay.
That's not even the first one, is it?
It is the first one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's the only one that I've read part of, and I hated it.
Hated it.
Hated it. Okay, also from Almighty Santa, Duke of Nukem. This is also fantasy related, but it's different. It's from Ranker.com, which you know is community based, and it's the 20 worst fantasy movies ranked.
Ooh. I like a worst.
Okay, since
A
it's
Bratwurst.
since it's Ranker, I got to scroll down, and I'm sure there's not actually 20 because it's Ranker, and there's going to be way more than 20. Oh, there's actually 20. Okay.
Hey.
All right, so these are the 20 worst fantasy films. So at number 20, this is a contentious one because it's The Hobbit: The Battle of the Five Armies. On its own, in a vacuum, it's pretty fucking bad.
I saw it in theaters.
On its own, in a vacuum, it's bad. Taken as a whole of like The Hobbit as a trilogy, it's a big improvement over The Desolation of Smaug. Still pretty tepid, but here's the thing. I think the Battle of the Five Armies counts less as terrible and more as disappointing. There are way worse movies than this out there. I'm not defending it, but I'm saying that there's worse out there.
Apparently there's, 20?
There's 19 of them, yeah.
19, yeah.
Number 19 is a movie I've never heard of called The Sword and the Sorcerer.
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
If it's a B movie, B fantasy is fantastic.
Well, it came out in 1982, so I'm guessing probably, yeah.
Oh, that might actually be good.
Yeah. Number 18 is Jack Frost. Does this really count as a fantasy film?
Which one?
The funny one.
Oh.
I mean, I guess magic happens. The guy
Fantasy.
the guy turns into a snowman, but I would say this is a comedy and not a fantasy film. It's also pretty fucking terrible.
Comedy with fantasy elements?
Yeah. Number 17 is The Lady in the Water.
Gotta fucking no.
Oh god, I hate that movie.
It's just dire.
I haven't seen Lady in the Water, but I only hear bad things.
It's so bad. I mean, this was
It's
like
horrible.
this was like the nadir of Shyamalan movies.
Oh no, Shyamalan.
Number 16 is 10,000 BC. I fell asleep during this one, so
10,000. Is one of the Beatles in that, or am I thinking of something else?
no, you're thinking
I'm
of
thinking of Ega.
yeah, no. This is in 2008.
Oh
Yeah.
shit, yeah, okay.
Number 15. This is the first movie I thought of when I thought of bad fantasy films. Is Aragon. So apparently the books are not terrible. They were written by a 13-year-old boy, so they have the issues of
Wow.
that. But
Good
hey,
for them. Good for them.
good for this kid anyway, right? Like to write 3 or 4 like pretty popular novels, one of which got made into a really fucking terrible movie.
Oh, bummer.
Oh, it's so bad.
But imagine you're a 13-year-old boy that writes a book and then they make a movie out of it.
Yeah, and then imagine you go to see the movie and it's dog shit.
So a game.
Yeah, and the game. I've seen the game, but everybody that I know that read the books, I've never read it, but they said that the books were good, but the movie's terrible.
Almighty
I read the
Sentence
books a long
is
time
pretty
ago.
good.
Number 14 is Dungeons and Dragons, which I mean, does anybody really remember this?
I saw it, but I
Vaguely.
don't remember it.
It's like I remember like, oh, Jeremy Irons must owe somebody money.
I think one of the Wayans is in it.
Marlon was in it, yeah.
Yeah, Marlon. Okay.
They eventually made a good Dungeons and Dragons movie. It fucking tanked because of COVID, but at least it was good.
Yeah, we watched it.
It was really fun. Number 13 is In the Name of the King, a Dungeon Siege Tale. So here's the thing. This is one of the better Uwe Ball films. It's still not good.
Technically a video game movie.
It is technically a video game movie because it's sort of kind of based on Dungeon Siege. But it just amazes me that Uwe Boll continues to get like good casts to be in his movies. Because I mean, you had
Who was in it?
Jason Statham and Lily Sobieski, John Rhys Davis, Ray Liotta, a bunch of other people.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it had a good cast. It just
I'd watch that cast.
had a bad script. That's all. The acting was fine. I would say this is like, you could put this on and not hate it. Like it's better than Aragon.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Number 12 is Super Mario Brothers. I guess this counts as a fantasy, right?
Yeah. I
It's
would.
so fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like once again, I don't understand how they got a cast like that. I mean, with Leguizamo and Hoskins and okay, I understand Dennis Hopper because he was probably high. But
Throughout the whole thing, probably?
yeah, and what's her
Like
face?
Hoskins was drunk through the whole thing.
Well, he was drunk because it was bad.
Yeah.
And then what's his face that what's her nuts that played Daisy? I can't remember her name, but she was like fairly new at the time. She'd been in a few indie movies, so I can understand that. And then they dragged Lance Henriksen in it for like a 2-second cameo. I don't know how that happened. But yeah. Samantha Mathis, that was her name.
Oh, okay.
Number 11 is Blood Rain. Not only is this one of the worst fantasy films I've seen, it's one of the worst movies I've seen.
Wow. That's big.
It's really, really terrible.
Also a game movie.
Really bad. Yeah, it was
Is it
based on a video
boring?
game. It's not only is it beyond boring, but it's one of those movies that you're shouting at the screen like, what the fuck, that doesn't make sense. Because it keeps establishing, so for any kind of fantasy thing, you have to establish rules of how it works.
It breaks its rules.
And it would establish the rules, and then it would break it. Because like Blood Rain, her whole thing is that she's a Dhampir, which is half vampire. And it explains that she's like Blade, right? She has all of the good things about being a vampire, but none of the bad things about being a vampire. And then it shows her getting burned by water after explaining that water doesn't hurt her.
Well, yeah.
And it's like,
okay, that's
it was a movie made for like the guy from Memento who won't remember the previous scene, Number 10 is, oh God, Hercules in New York, man. Everybody should watch this at least once just to see, this is where Arnold Schwarzenegger started and how bad it is,
There's an MST 3K version.
Yeah, yes, definitely watch that one. Number 9 is Highlander 2, The Quickening. I hate to say this because I know everybody shits on this movie, but a lot of time has passed, and this is not even the worst Highlander movie.
No, I kind of liked it. The third one, the one that had Edge in it, wasn't the best.
Edge? What?
The wrestler. He was in one of the Highlander movies.
That's not the third one was the Mario Van Peebles was in it.
Oh shit. Well,
You're talking about the fourth one, which is what I was thinking of. That one sucked.
Yeah.
It was boring as shit. I couldn't even stay awake.
Mm-hmm.
That was The Source. No, not The Source. But, it was The Source. Highlander, it was bad.
Yeah.
The Quickening is more just goofy.
Which is fine.
It's bad, but it's not as bad as some of the other ones on there. Number 8 is Kazam. It must have been a 2-second pitch, like Shaquille O'Neal, Genie. Okay, let's go to lunch.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell he's having a good time through it. It's not hurting anybody.
Shaq seems like the kind of guy who's just happy to be in a movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's just... Yeah, right?
Yeah, cool.
See, what kills me about Steel is that it could have been good if they leaned into the 70s blaxploitation vibe.
Oh.
It had a little bit of it. Richard Roundtree's even in it.
Yeah.
But they should have done less as a superhero thing and more as a 70s film. That would have made it good. Number 7 is The Last Airbender. I haven't seen this. I've heard nothing but terrible things about it.
I've seen it.
Oh,
it was really,
man.
really bad.
Yeah. Another Shyamalan film, by the way.
Yeah.
Especially as a fan of the series.
Number 6 is Mac and Me. I think that's science fiction, guys.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah, that's not a fantasy movie. It's absolutely terrible, but it's not a fantasy movie.
It's a McDonald's ad.
It basically is a McDonald's
a
ad.
bad one.
It does have the scene where the kid goes over the cliff in his wheelchair.
Conan.
Yeah, because Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd
brings it to Conan every time he's appearing on Conan. He says he has a clip from whatever movie he's doing, and then he shows that, and Conan is just done with it. I remember at one point when he was doing Ant-Man, and he was like, "Now look, I know you always send me this clip, and you say it's from the movie, but then it's that Mac and Me shit." But now you're working for Marvel and Disney, and they don't do that, do they? And he's like, no, I wanted to do it, but they told me that I better not, so I didn't. I want to keep this job. So then it shows the trailer for Ant-Man, and then halfway through it cuts to the fucking kid going over the cliff.
That's good.
It was amazing. Number 5 is Troll 2. I would categorize this as horror, but okay.
Well, horror fantasy technically.
I guess.
Trolls. Well,
they're
technically
not even trolls. They're not even trolls. Yeah, it was just there was a movie called Troll, and then this is not a sequel to it, but it's called Troll 2. Also, technically, I think this is the best Harry Potter movie.
Yeah, the dad.
Yeah, his name was Harry Potter.
So I guess it counts.
This is technically the best Harry Potter movie. Number 4 is Theodore Rex. I forgot this existed.
Oh God.
Whoopi Goldberg's in it.
Whoopi Goldberg and a dinosaur. Yeah. So my understanding is that she tried to get out of doing this, and then they were basically going to sue her. Like, you better fucking be in this movie.
Oh dear.
And that she was so angry about it that she refused to look at the director or use his name, referring to him only as that motherfucker.
Nice. Way to go.
Yeah. Number 3 is Super Babies Baby Geniuses 2.
Jesus Christ.
I don't think this counts as fantasy.
I don't think it counts as a movie.
It barely counts as a movie. It barely counts. And here's
somebody just cast a check.
Yeah, just a the second you see that the main star is Scott Baio, you just want to run in the other direction. But I don't think that...
Are there any other notable names in that movie?
I want to say that John Voight was in it, but I'm not sure.
Drive around in John Voight's car. Yeah. I don't know why I have Seinfeld on the mind so much.
But I don't think that this counts as fantasy.
No.
Number 2 is Son of the Mask. Just another list of sequels to Jim Carrey movies that don't have Jim Carrey in it.
I really didn't like that time period when they used that weird, like a fisheye lens angle thing.
Oh God, that was like everything was a Busta Rhymes video.
Yeah, like
What
it
was
just made
that?
things
Yeah.
ugly. It made things ugly.
Yeah, Son of the Mask is just dire.
Ugh.
It's just dire. And the number one worst fantasy movie of all time, according to Ranker, and the people that vote on Ranker, is Dragon Ball Evolution. I never seen it, so, but I've heard nothing but
Technically,
terrible.
they're aliens, though.
But it's based on a Chinese fantasy novel, so
It is. I know.
you know we'll give them that. I mean, that is fantasy. Fantasy can have aliens, and look at fucking Star Wars is fantasy.
Yeah.
But I've not heard anybody that has anything positive to say about this. Like
I just don't care about it.
People won't even say like, oh well, the font and the logo was nice or whatever. They nothing positive is ever said about this movie.
Font and the logo.
No, they won't even say that. That's just done.
At the Oscars, best font.
They should have that.
I would say
Right?
that would be interesting to see. The Oscar goes to. Imagine you say you're an Oscar winner and you made a font.
Yeah.
I think I'd have it on display.
But I mean,
And
the thing about the technical awards is like you could win a technical award for like a kind of a shitty movie, and you could just market it as an Oscar-winning picture, like Suicide Squad.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And unfortunately,
the script is the Comic
Yeah.
Sans of
Yeah,
movies.
not the Suicide Squad, the one that was kind of good, the really like not so great one. Yeah, they had won an Oscar
Will
for
Smith,
like
costuming, makeup.
yeah, it was
Makeup.
costume and makeup, which I mean no, they didn't deserve that Oscar.
No.
Not just because it was not the greatest movie, but because there were better movies with makeup and costumes that year. So, yeah. Out of 20, like I said, I mean, Ranker is community based, so people just submit things on there, and then it gets into the top 20 if people vote for it. So I think people just say, "Oh yeah, this movie sucked," and they got voted, and they're not thinking about, is this actually a fantasy movie? But out of the fantasy movies that are on there, I can't say any of them are good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can say that there were worse choices, like the Highlander one. It's not even the worst Highlander movie. But we'll give this a 15.
That's what I was going to say. You took my number.
I'd be doing that. I'd be doing
Sports
that.
theater.
15.
Well, I am going to go on my phone now because I had a few lists on my phone that I wanted to do, and we're caught up on the submitted lists here. So
Thank you for those submitted lists.
Yes, thank you.
Mostly bored.
Board just be hitting it, like Board.
Mm-hmm.
Board just be hitting it. That's all.
You'd be like Swedish Chef up in here. Bort.
Board. Oh man, where are my lists? The problem is that I have so many tabs open on my phone. Can close that. Can close that. Can close that. I don't even know what that is. Close it. Close it. Close it.
You got to be careful because if you're closing too fast, you might be like, "Oh no!" Ugh.
There's an undo button.
Okay.
It pops up every time I close one. Boy, there's a lot of Wordle ones in here.
Wordle the turtle.
I knew you were going to say that. Somehow I just knew you were going to fucking say that.
I don't know.
Dude, where the fuck are my lists? I had a whole bunch of them on here. Oh no, close that. We've done that one. Hey, what's this? Is this what I'm looking for?
Maybe they're at the very end.
I started at the end and... Oh wait, I got something here. Okay. This is from something called Everyday Monkey. It's the most memorable and iconic moments in late night talk show history.
Whoa, okay.
Okay. So they're not numbered or anything, but here we have, at the start, we have, okay, it's, okay. Could it stop doing that? That'd be great.
Ad pop-ups?
No, it's just like changing the order of them.
Oh, shit.
Like they keep jumbling around. Like I scroll it and, you know what, let me copy it, and then I'll paste it on my computer because we could do that.
That's a good idea.
And here we are. Okay. Madonna flashing David Letterman going to be on there. We're going to find out, ain't we?
I was thinking of Crispin Glover almost kicking Letterman in the face.
Oh, my dude, he was the highest man on the planet at that moment.
He was.
Okay, so they're starting it off with the weird feud that Jimmy Kimmel has with Matt Damon.
Oh, yeah. Kind of fake.
It's so fake, but it's hilarious. He started it by like just saying that Matt Damon was going to be on the show, and then at the end of the show he'd say, "Well, we ran out of time," you know.
Yeah.
And he did it like a whole bunch of times, and then at one point, like Matt Damon was actually there, and he did it to him. Like he bumped him.
That's pretty. That's pretty good. That's commitment.
Yeah, like, and then he kept bumping him. And the most recent thing I saw was where he came into a room like to hire hitmen, and it was like, let's see, one of them was, I think it was George Clooney and Brad Pitt, and they're just like, and he's just like, how did this work? And he's like, you just give us a name, and that person goes away. You don't have to think about it, you know. And he gives them a piece of paper, and you see it's a picture of Matt Damon, and Brad Pitt looks at him and he goes, "This one's free." Madonna dropping the F-bomb on David Letterman is on here. Yep, she didn't say fuck once. She said it 14 times.
Nice.
It was the record.
If you're gonna say it, go big.
It was the record for the most censored late night interview of all time.
Wow.
Nice.
Records.
Ariana Grande and James Corden go to Starbucks. You couldn't pay me to watch that.
No thanks.
It's agonizing.
You couldn't pay. Apparently, she made him carry her too.
I'd like to strike James Corden entries from the record.
Yes, let's do that. Oh, Nicole Kidman came on the Jimmy Fallon show. I don't watch Jimmy Fallon because he sucks. But I heard about this. Apparently, they were introduced by a friend, and at one point she thought they were on a date, and he didn't think that. And yeah, he had no idea that she was into him, and she never told him, and then she revealed it years later in an interview.
Oh, well, you missed out, buddy.
Yeah, you really did miss out. Oh, God. Drew Barrymore dancing on the table on Letterman. That was pretty epic.
I remember.
Yeah. She liked fucking with him is what it was. She liked making him uncomfortable, and that definitely made him uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Hanks whale watching prank. Okay, what happened here?
What?
So, let's see. Okay, so he was on the Conan O'Brien show, and he's talking about whale watching, and apparently they did a thing where like in the background they had like on the screen they had like whales, and at one point it looked like one of the whales splashed and somebody like threw a bucket of water on him.
Oh no.
Yeah. Harrison Ford versus Chewbacca. Oh, this is so Harrison Ford is interviewing for, some fucking Star Wars movie. And then, like, this guy dressed as Chewbacca is in the fucking audience. This is on Jimmy Kimmel, and he's like, and Ford's just like, how did he get in here? And they start having an argument, but all you're hearing, because he's just grunting, so all you're hearing is like, Harrison Ford, that was a long time ago. You broke up with her, like all this weird shit, And then he storms off. Like, it was a skit, but it was hilarious.
That's a good bit.
Oh, I love this. Conan O'Brien getting back at NBC for taking the Tonight Show. So basically they told him in his last week he could do anything, so he decided to run up the budget.
Oh, that's what you do, yeah.
Yeah. So at one point he played the Rolling Stones song Satisfaction several times because apparently every time he plays it cost NBC millions of dollars.
Wow.
Yeah. It was shit like that. Oh, boy. Okay, Joaquin Phoenix showing up to Letterman in character. That was pretty fucking cringe.
That was weird as hell. All for that movie, right? Like where he plays...
Yeah, that movie, I'm Still Here, yeah.
That's it, thank you.
Yeah, and Letterman just basically told him he was an asshole. So, he's like, you look like the Unabomber.
in many words.
I think the famous line was, "Joaquin, I'm sorry you couldn't be here tonight." Adele on Carpool Karaoke. I mean, once again, I try to avoid anything with James Corden in it, but if you're gonna,
is it really that good? She sings a song. We get it.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's Adele, so obviously she's gonna sing it very well. But unfortunately, she did not sing 1, 2, 3, 4, beat your meat upon the floor. So whatever.
She needs to.
Yeah. Marlon Brando making out with Larry King. That happened.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That happened. So apparently, it was doing an interview, and apparently at the end of it, Larry King goes in for a handshake, and he just fucking smooches him.
I mean, as long as he's cool with it,
Marlon Brando was, he's a weird guy, he would just do anything.
Yeah.
So the Cheers finale happened, and then they all went on, what show is this? They went on Leno, and they were drunk as shit. So
hell yeah.
The cast of Cheers was on Leno after, doing their final episode, and they were all fucking drunk, so that's pretty great.
That'd be pretty fun.
Now, this next one was probably staged, but I remember it was very memorable. You remember how Andy Kaufman had that whole, there was that guy that didn't like him? Or whatever. There was just this dude who hated Andy Kaufman. He wasn't famous or anything. He was a wrestler, right?
Gary the King Lawler?
Yeah, him. He wasn't like super famous, but he really hated Andy Kaufman. And then they wrestled, and Andy Kaufman's neck was hurt. And apparently they were talking, and the guy just like turns around and slaps him, and then Andy Kaufman's yelling about how he's going to sue him and everything, and it was probably a bit.
It was a bit, but everybody believed it. Everybody.
But the thing is, everything Andy Kaufman did was a bit. Like even
when he was,
yeah. What was that?
When he ate that ice cream.
Yeah, I mean there was a yeah, he would just come on stage and eat ice cream. There was a thing where he was, when he was dying, he'd be like in a wheelchair in poor health, and people were like, man, this dying bit, this is really funny, Andy. And yeah.
Well, it's the boy who cried wolf, right?
Okay, so during late show Wars 2 Electro Boogaloo, Jimmy Kimmel did an entire show dressed as Jay Leno and like mocking his voice. And that was pretty fucking good.
Oh well.
Yeah. Like he even he did the headlines and everything, and he was just doing it as lame as possible. So
you see this? You hear about this? You see this?
Yeah. Like, oh, look at this. This isn't the headlines here,
Yeah.
Yeah. Lip sync battle with Emma Stone. Like I said, I don't watch this show, so I don't like Fallon.
Is it James Corden again?
No, it's Fallon. I don't
okay. Wow.
Yeah. Jimmy Kimmel calls out James Corden. This sounds good.
Okay.
So he goes on James Corden's show and does this thing called Spill Your Guts or Fill Your Guts, which I guess you either have to answer the question or eat something gross.
Okay.
And boy, they're being really coy with saying what happened here. It says the last question really stunned Corden. He was challenged to name two. Oh, he asked him, can you name two of the cameramen in the room? And apparently he couldn't. That's fucking wild.
That is awesome.
Oh my god, he couldn't.
Wow.
That's amazing. He didn't even say name those two guys. It was like just name any two cameramen, and he couldn't do it.
Great.
Apparently, Rihanna pranked Jimmy Kimmel at some point. Mm-hmm. His wife was in on it. What happened, though? Let's see. So Rihanna gave him a literal wake-up call he would never forget, full of dollar bills and strobe lights, while her song Bitch Better Have My Money played. He was completely confused, and this was the first of many surprise appearances to the host's bedroom. So... Imagine you're not on the show, you're in bed, and suddenly like this disco ball comes in and bitch better have my money. That's amazing.
I'll be thinking, is this how I die?
Yeah. Look, if you ever seen the music video for that is how you die.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Jason Sehorn proposes to Angie Harmon on the Leno show. Who cares?
How beautiful.
Oh, God, I seen this. Okay, so this is Leno again, and I didn't watch him, but I did watch this on YouTube because Gordon Ramsay was there, and I like Gordon Ramsay. And so apparently Sofia Vergara was also there, and they started flirting with each other, where he was kind of, kidding, but she wasn't.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it was just, like, uncomfortable in one direction or something?
Very uncomfortable, but kind of funny. Okay, so Kevin Hart was on Fallon, and he had one of those, like, animal people on, and Kevin Hart is afraid of animals, so he ran away.
Oh. Afraid of all animals?
I guess so, yeah. Must have sucked to be in those Jumanji movies, right?
Aren't they all digital anyway?
Pretty sure they're all CGI, yeah.
Yeah.
Whitney Houston performing I'm Your Baby Tonight on The Tonight Show. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. There you go. The History of Rap with Justin Timberlake. Oh, God, that was cringe, though.
I didn't see this.
Oh, it was so... just Jimmy Fallon and Justin Timberlake got to be the two whitest motherfuckers on the planet, and they're rapping and trying to go through the history of rap.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know why. They thought it was going to be funny. It wasn't.
Maybe because they're very white.
Yeah. Craig Ferguson doing his citizenship test on the air.
Oh.
That was pretty good, yeah.
Wow.
Let's see. What is this? Something about... Another Fallon thing. I'm so tired of hearing about him. So he has Channing Tatum on, and he appeared in drag and danced and sang.
All right.
Okay.
Ain't special.
Oh, okay. I was just talking about this the other day. So Stephen Colbert, he has his own show, and he's actually a really big Tolkien guy.
Oh.
And he had a cameo in The Hobbit because of that. But he goes to Peter Jackson and asked him, could I have a spin-off movie where I play Aragorn's younger, hotter brother, Darragorn? And, obviously that didn't happen.
No.
He was given a very firm no. But then they made a short film directed by Peter Jackson called Darragorn with Stephen Colbert. Funny. So, yeah, that did happen.
Darragorn,
his younger, hotter brother. And it had, like, a lot of the actors from the movies, like Viggo and Elijah Wood. And
get out of here. Wow.
Yep. Yeah. Will Ferrell, not Will Smith, very different. Will Ferrell and Chad Smith. You see how I mixed that up there? They had a drum off.
Oh, because they look so similar.
Well, Chad Smith's actually a drummer. I don't know why. The Will Smith. Apparently, they did dress in the same outfit, so that kind of.
Yeah, they do bear similar resemblance.
Yeah. Let's see. Jennifer Garner gets outsmarted. Oh God. Yeah, she said.
By Conan.
Yeah, she said.
I know this.
He said sneaked, and she's like snuck. Or no, he said snuck, and then she says sneaked. Snuck isn't a word, Conan. You went to Harvard. You should know that.
Know that.
And he just went on with the interview, but a bit later on, he used the opportunity to school her by pulling out a dictionary from under his desk and finding the word snuck. And, he rubbed it in a bit,
and laughing maniacally.
Yeah. Oh, God. Farrah Fawcett spacing out on Letterman. That was more sad than anything. She was clearly... She was inebriated,
Memorable? Maybe.
It's memorable because of how fucking weird it was.
Yeah.
Johnny Carson's last show. I mean, yeah, that was iconic. Yeah. There's nothing more iconic than that, right? Crispin Glover nearly kicking the shit out of David Letterman. You mentioned that. It's on here.
There it is.
I mean, like I said, he was the highest motherfucker. And he didn't space out like Farrah Fawcett. He wouldn't fucking sit still for 2 seconds.
It's not that he was spaced out. He was on another planet.
Yeah, no, he just got back from space, and he did space drugs, and he'd never experienced these space drugs before. Bradley Cooper on Jimmy Fallon, and they can't stop laughing. Who cares?
I don't know how much of Jimmy Fallon's laughter is genuine, so I call that into question.
I tend to think that all of his laughter is genuine, and there's just something wrong with him where he thinks everything is funny.
Oh, okay.
That's where I go with it. Let's see. Seth Meyers apparently gave us a very graphic and hilarious accounting of his wife giving birth. I didn't see that.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Oh, God. Kanye West coming on Jay Leno to apologize for that whole thing on the video awards where he
Kanye
snatched
West coming on Jay Leno. That would be memorable.
That would be very memorable, yeah. He's just jizzing all over him, going, "I'm a genius. I'm the voice of a generation." No, he came on the show to apologize about the whole Taylor Swift incident.
Man, I'm gonna let you finish.
Yeah. Isn't it funny that that's like not even in the top 50 worst things he's done now?
Oh,
Yeah.
there's a laundry list, man.
I mean, like, remember when people were mad at him for that?
That's one of the cute things now.
It is cute now, yeah. Let's see. Crosswalk the musical. This is on James Corden, and they
Womp
womp womp. They made fun of Frozen.
Huh.
Bill Murray showed up to a Letterman interview dressed as Liberace,
Okay.
and apparently he popped out of a cake.
Oh.
And this was all to celebrate the New York Giants winning the Super Bowl. I don't know how that has anything to do with anything, but he even had a little dog with him.
Maybe it was just unexpected. Like, oh, what a way to enter.
Nobody expects Bill Murray. That's the thing.
Right. He'll just show up randomly.
Yeah. So apparently something to do with James Corden and One Direction and tattoos. I don't care. Oh, this one was a little weird.
Mm-hmm.
So Kristen Stewart's on Stephen Colbert's show, and apparently there was an issue where her microphone, how they clip it on, it kept smacking into her necklace that was jingling about. And he reached over and moved the necklace, which was not a great look.
Oh, well, he just grabbed it.
He just moved it, but it was like it didn't look right.
And,
I'm sure she wasn't happy with it. Some guy named Abel Ferreira was on Conan, and he was drunk and or high. I don't even know who this is.
I'm sure that was memorable in its own vacuum.
Oh my God, I saw this one.
So
Paris Hilton comes on Letterman, and she's just, she's an idiot.
Yeah.
And he knows she's an idiot, and he let her know that he knows that she's an idiot.
Yeah.
So, she had just gotten out of jail, and she didn't want to talk about that, but that's all he wanted to talk about too.
Yeah, he just kept,
she'd be like, "So, I'm doing it." It's like, how was it in the Slammer?
Yeah, just always going back. Oh, she looked so out of sorts.
Oh, yeah, he didn't really have any respect for her at all.
Nah.
Apparently, at some point, Kristen Wiig came on to Fallon's show dressed as a Game of Thrones character, and he pretended that she was that Game of Thrones character. I don't think this is an iconic moment.
No.
Maybe for Fallon's show.
Yeah.
Well,
a lot of these are Fallon. This next one's Fallon. Apparently, Harrison Ford pierced Jimmy Fallon's ear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. You can say Harrison Ford pierced your ear.
I mean, not many people can say that. I'm pretty sure it's just Fallon, right? Jennifer Lawrence came on the Seth Meyers show and admitted she had a crush on him, so that was awkward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, or was she just saying that to drum up, like, ooh?
Oh, I don't know. Tom Holland had another awkward one where he came on the Graham Norton show and talked about how he met Madonna, and then she made him dance for her.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah. Han shot first, all over your face and chest, Wayne.
Hey.
Yeah. Okay, Cher's appearance on Letterman, that's pretty iconic because she was pretty belligerent and he was loving every second of it.
Mm-hmm. She was not having it.
Yeah.
But he was.
Yeah. He was loving every second of that. Boy. Seth Meyers brings Jon Snow to a dinner party. What is it with these like Game of Thrones characters on talk shows in character? I don't get it.
It was
Kirsten
a hot thing.
Or Kirsten Wiig pretending to be a Game of Thrones character. How many more are there? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this is a lot. This is going on.
Look, I'm scrolling. I'm still scrolling. Wait, is there an end to this website? There is. Okay.
Okay.
But we're not going through all that because we're just about at the end of the time here, and that just kept going, and they were getting a lot less iconic.
Sorry, everybody. We had to bump Matt Damon.
Yeah, sorry, Matt Damon. We
it.
couldn't have time for you today. Maybe next time. The Matt Damon thing is hilarious.
Yeah, that's good.
There were some genuinely iconic moments on this, and then there was like whatever happened after like 20 or so.
Yeah, the show ended with the Johnny Carson's last show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that would have been the good cap there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of it was cap. Straight up cap. I went there. I had other lists, but that took up so much time. So we're going to stop here, guys. So we're going to go over the schedule, and then we're going to raid somebody as we normally do. So don't go anywhere just yet, guys. Please stick around through the raid. I am going to stop the YouTube recording here, so we'll see you guys next month.